Good evening, dear listener. Welcome. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio, weeknights from 10. You can hear the sound now of tuning. Doesn't it sound great? Stephen Page is here. Evening, Stephen.
Hello.
Kevin Fox.
Hello.
Craig Northing.
Hello.
Nice to have you here. Are we still going under you're officially the Stephen Page trio now. I've seen it on a poster.
It now says all those words.
Let's do the shorthand for those who don't know. Stephen Page, of course, was in the Bare Naked Ladies. He is not in the Bare Naked Ladies now and has been releasing a series of fine albums. Was over here you came over October for your first solo tour.
Yeah.
Solo-ish.
Yeah.
Including these guys.
Trio tour.
But
Post-BNL tour.
But before that, you came over and played in a park.
Yes.
And were harassed by a drunk accordion player.
Exactly. But that was with your help. People like Cash. Not the drunken accordion player. I don't know that for certain.
You don't know the listeners that we've got. In fact, let's introduce you to a listener. If you want to put your headphones on, right. you make a noise while you're tuning up as well. But Alan, by the way, YouTubers, we haven't got enough headphones, so you can't hear the calls. That's your problem. Deal with it. Listen to it on the radio. Alan Caddick is on the line. Good evening, Alan. Oh, hang on, I've got to press a button, haven't I? That's how it works. I have done this before. Good evening, Alan. Hello, Alan. Well, you're through to the Stephen Page trio. What question would you like to ask? Stephen, let's start with you. Who's your main inspiration?
It's so boring, but it's the Beatles. I mean, it's what I listened to as a kid. And we were just in Liverpool this morning and did the bus tour.
I see, I've not even done that.
No, I always thought I was above it.
Yeah.
Because I was too much of a diehard Beatles fan. And I already knew all that stuff. And who's going to get on a bus with a bunch of people when I could do that myself and walk? No.
Was it good?
It was great.
You know, there's a story, which is apparently is true, of the... Alan, could you just stop breathing for a second? It's quite noisy. Thank you. The tour around John Lennon's house. And you can only get 12 people go on this tour at a time, and they travel on a minibus and get picked up. And Bob Dylan went on that tour. He sat on the back of the minibus with his hat kind of pulled over and went around John Lennon's house as part of a tour about 5 years ago.
That's awesome.
And today someone would have seen Stephen Page.
Sat
on the back of the minibus.
Nobody recognised me.
Craig, what your musical inspiration? And we can only accept one, please.
Well, I went on the tour too, and this is most of the conversation that Stephen and I have when we're not talking about anything else is the Beatles.
Yeah. Okay.
That's true.
But other than that, my mom.
Okay, well, is your mum a musician?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Of note, or...?
She's a symphonic musician of some note.
Wowzers.
Canada, but not a soloist.
What kind of stuff does she do? What?
She's a violinist.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
Classy. Well, someone who wasn't good enough to be a violinist, but is a cellist. Got to get those musical jokes in, Kevin. Get nice and close to this. These microphones are rubbish. Your musical inspirations to satisfy Alan Caddick.
I have to go along with these guys first.
It's so lame, isn't it?
It's so terrible.
Others come to mind, but I'll go with this.
Alan,
it was either the Beatles or Sieg Sputnik.
It's the Beatles, Alan. Does that answer your question? Yeah, Alan and I did a Beatles. It's Alan Caddick, 03444991000 if you've not been listening to the show and just want to phone up and harass my guest. Okay, favourite Beatles album, Stephen? This is the real test of a man.
I remember laughing heartily when Liam Gallagher was once asked what the best Beatles album was, and he said the Blue Album. I thought that's really funny. Yeah. And then we were talking about it today, and about how much I loved the Hey Jude Beatles Again album, which is just another compilation.
Oh, that's not an album.
No,
exactly. In this country, that doesn't exist.
No. Oh, it's just a North American thing.
That's one, because the American Beatles albums are different.
Right, but this actually has an Apple label on it, so it's even more confusing.
Yeah.
It's not like the Capitol Records ones. And the American Beatles albums are they're weird.
Yeah.
And I hated most of them. Like all the ones up and including Revolver are different and wrong. And they didn't start getting right.
Sgt. Pepper was
until Sgt. Pepper.
I think the tracks on Revolver are the same, but isn't there a different mix of a couple of the songs? There's a mix,
but there's also different songs.
Is there?
More songs on the European one.
Because they did that, because the Americans are so tight, they would keep 2 or 3 songs off each album and go, we'll put this out as an EP, we'll make another Beatles 4.
Yesterday or today.
All the singles, because all the singles up until the last few records weren't on the albums.
Yeah.
So they.
Tracks on Revolver are the same, but isn't there a different mix of a couple of
There's
the
different
songs?
mix, but there's also different songs.
There's
is there?
more songs on the European one.
Because they did that, because the Americans are so tight, they would keep 2 or 3 songs off each album and go, we'll put this out as an EP, we'll make another Beatles 4.
Yesterday and today.
All the singles, because all the singles up until the last. So this, songs like Strawberry Fields would end up on the Magical Mystery Tour record in America. So any of the singles would just get thrown on to another album along with a bunch of covers.
I noticed you've been tweeting the Take It Away Paul McCartney podcast. Have you been listening to that? I
have been listening.
Isn't it incredible?
It's such a weird, complete crap. Totally good.
Yeah.
It's good. I don't know what my problem was. I think it's the album cover is so bad.
The album covers are terrible. London Town I bought the other day.
Not my favourite.
No, it's not. It's not a great album, but it's got what's that song about time travel? Don't you know? How does it go? About going back in time. It's a brilliant.
That's Huey Lewis in the News. It's from Back to the Future.
let's come on. Too soon. Huey Lewis has had to announce retirement from touring.
I know, that's a shame.
He's gone deaf. Very nice man, Huey Lewis.
I've heard that.
Yeah, very nice man. So,
and I've seen his member.
His what?
Is his penis.
Sorry? Are you actually... Wait a second.
No, apparently not. He, in the movie Shortcuts, he urinates off a cliff onto a dead body. That's how they discover the dead body. But apparently it was prosthetic penis.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Has anyone ever... I've seen Davy Jones's penis.
Really?
Yeah, I had a piss next... I had a wee next to him. In the toilet. Kevin, ever seen the celebrities?
No, I can't say I have.
I have. I've peed next to 2... Actually, 3 celebrities.
This is exciting.
Yeah, this was pretty awesome.
This is the phone-in, guys. 03444991000.
I'm so conscious of this. Like when I'm at a urinal, like at or urinal, as you might say.
Thank you.
Especially like at a roadside rest stop services.
Yeah.
And I think probably they have no idea who I am.
But
and occasionally you do get somebody looking, and you wonder whether they're just looking because they're looking, or they're looking because they know who I am.
Yeah.
So you got to like move really close to pee.
Sorry? You move close to the urinal, not to the guy.
No, not to the... if I was more confident, if I was Ed Robertson, I would move close to the guy. But one time I was at this... it was a filming of Babyface MTV Unplugged. I only went because Stevie Wonder was a special guest.
Okay.
So I went to see Stevie Wonder.
You don't have to justify your musical taste.
And I peed between Peter Jennings, who was a ABC... news anchor. He was like the guy who took over for like Walter Cronkite.
Okay, yeah.
That was CBS, but you know what I'm saying. He was like America's voice of news. And then on the other side of me was Lenny Kravitz.
Wow.
Now everybody's seen his, so it doesn't matter.
You've seen the footage of Lenny Kravitz doing like the sort of the drop and his trousers split.
And there's rumors that it was on purpose.
He's wearing a cock ring as well.
Yeah.
This is Anyway, we've lowered the tone. This is a very high class.
But the other one was Eric Idle.
Wow.
That's a pretty exciting one to pee next to.
That's Mick Ronson.
Mick Ronson?
Mick Ronson. But I couldn't say anything. I was too in shock. I just looked forward and...
Never say anything at the urinal. It's always the wee... I've had people, as I'm having a wee, go, "Hey man, nice to meet you," and try to shake my hand.
I've had that too. But Peter Jennings and Lenny Kravitz were having a little joke kind of around me. They just ignored me and were joking with each other. Which was...
we've got a text from someone called Catherine Boyle who says, "I'm gutted I'm not there tonight."
Who is that? I don't recognize the name.
She's dead to me. Stephen, Craig and Kevin are my absolute favourite guests. Wow.
We missed
Unlucky.
Kath.
Why don't you... Hey, can you play a song for Kath?
Sure.
What do you fancy playing?
What does she want to hear?
What would she like?
She's ignored.
Well, last time she requested Shoebox, which I didn't know.
That was a highlight for us. You trying to remember one of your own songs. You do whatever you want. I'll move the mics as and when and kind of...
What do you want to play?
Want to do Gravity for it?
Sure. How about a new song? Is that okay? Is that a good thing?
Of course it's a good thing. Has anyone heard this song before?
No.
Just the people in the last 3 concerts. That's it.
Beautiful.
Nobody else.
Then let's have it. Thank you.
Well, let's see how
I want to hear what Craig's awesome guitar amp sounds like. I can hear it.
You can hear it?
You can take these headphones off if it's easier. You can do whatever you want.
That's kind of nice to balance.
Yeah, I can. See if I can get this propped up on something here. Hang on.
Oh, it's like an iPhone. You put it in a glass of water and...
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm just getting
Using
closer to the
headphones.
mic.
Okay.
Ah.
Whoa, steady, whoa! We had to use a dump button on you! You can't drop that kind of language, you rock star. Apologies. Outrageous.
It worked for the Sex
I'm
Pistols.
not a real rock star. I'm a fake one.
Go on, say something rude then. Go on.
There we go.
Go.
He's clear now. So, this is how the whole world ends. When all mankind at last repents for self-appointed governments that make no sense, and hence we no longer rise to their line. Pray no mind scientists who hide the truth behind a mist of fancy words and mind twists. You can't believe you're buying this. You were wrong, you were wrong, yes, all along. You were wrong, sing this song. You were wrong, yes, all along. You were wrong, and all I can hear is what God tells me. And now we live in a world where they've outlawed gravity. Yeah, we live in a world where they've outlawed gravity. Pythagoras and Copernicus, just mortal men like the rest of us. We look to get the best of us, and now we failed God's test of us because we were wrong when we were wrong. It's all along you were wrong. We sing this song to prove we were strong, whereas we got strong by being so wrong. And all I can see is what God tells me to see. And now we live in a world where they've outlawed gravity. Yeah, we live in a world where they've outlawed gravity. Calculus and astronomy, the pale beside Deuteronomy. We banned the drugs and the sodomy, and now we fixed the economy. Because we were wrong when we were wrong, yes, all along. We were wrong, sing the song. We were wrong, yes, we were wrong, all along. And all I can see is what God tells me to be. And now we live in a world where they've outlawed gravity. And now we live in a world where they've outlawed gravity. Oh, yes, we wanted you to know the answer. Don't you think you have the cure for cancer? If you wanted you to know the answer, don't you think you have the cure for cancer?
Yes, man! Come on! That's excellent! Let's have a quick break. We'll have more from Stephen Page and the Stephen Page Trio after this. Oh, beautiful! Beautiful! What a thrill.
Can you hear that?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's coming out through your headphones.
Yeah, I didn't have an amplifier, so I just... It's a long story.
What have you done now, Craig?
Greg said about
I did a MacGyver thing. I said that
I'm not in the way now.
I haven't done that in a long time.
That sounds amazing. Oh, I can't wait for tomorrow. You're going to love the Union Chapel.
So it's a church.
It's a church, yeah. It's one of the best venues, and it's kind of quite small and it's intimate. And
Is it a venue purely? Or
yeah. Purely a venue now. And it's well, I've Ken from Newcastle. Ken from Newcastle, the There we go. Yeah. We'll go to Ken next if he wants. Ken, he won't be listening to the show. He might be. He might think that you're all sinners for playing the devil's music.
He does like to call in, so he must like you.
He wants to save me. That's the thing. Let me get your tour dates up. He wants to save me. He genuinely thinks he's called me not an Antichrist, the Antichrist.
The actual Antichrist.
Yeah,
that's some high.
That's not bad, is it?
No, that's good.
So if you're looking for your next permanent, temporary or contract opportunity,
says a lot about your influence.
local offices or search per temps online.
Big star now since I ate pig's vagina in the jungle. Gone up the old.
It didn't work for me.
You had to have some cameras on you.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you can't just go and do it. 03444991000. Stephen Page is here. Kevin is here. We got Craig as well. Now, Kevin Fox, you're the cellist.
Yeah.
You very generously gave me a copy of your album. Is that the only album? That's not the only album you've done.
No, there's 3.
Okay, turn that bloody thing off, boy.
Jesus.
He's coming on next. We're trying to call him back. But this is the album you gave me. I can't remember what it was called.
Songs for Cello and Voice.
And it's just you playing the cello
Yeah.
and singing, hence the title.
Right.
It's a bit self-explanatory there.
Yeah.
It was
and
incredible.
The cello and
It's incredible.
Thank you.
We've played a few times your Rhythmics cover.
Oh yeah.
But the whole.
You'll hear it live tomorrow.
Are you doing it in the support? Because
Yes.
you and Craig are supporting.
That's right.
You're playing that. What else are you doing? Because if I'm honest, I kind of was a big Stephen Page fan.
Yeah.
Kind of over that now.
Yeah.
I've grown up a bit, and it's now you, Kevin. You're the reason I got you guys in. So what are you doing next?
As
Getting his own ride back to the hotel.
I'm trying to get my mojo back. I got 2 young kids at home, and I'm busy. I find it so easy to get caught up in other people's work in a supporting role, and thankfully the work keeps coming my way. So my own thing keeps getting pushed to the back burner, and I'm trying my best to.
But have you got an idea of what you want to do next?
I would like. Well, I have 3 albums, and the one concentrates purely on what I can do with the cello,
right.
only using the cello as the instrument to accompany my voice, and that does involve hitting the cello for percussive sounds and layering the cello, and so you can get the orchestral sense or just cello by itself. And I'd like to go back to that and continue, because I wrote that album prior to, like tomorrow you'll see me, and I use a looping pedal to create the layered cello effect, and I wrote that album prior to me actually using a looping pedal. So since then, I've discovered more of what I can do with the instrument in that regard, and I have yet to actually release any material that has that component. So I want to get back to that.
Do it, man. Because that album is a joy, honestly. It sits in my car, and it's on rotation. Well, Craig, we'll talk in a second. Ken is on the line, and he's a slippery old fish. So let's see what Ken... Good evening, Ken.
Good evening, Ian. Good evening to your band members there. I was listening to your song, and I heard you mentioning at the beginning of the show about the Beatles.
Yes.
I used to be a big Beatles fan a long time ago. But I was going to talk about and discuss with you all, if you want to, about the breakup, the disintegration of the Beatles.
Okay.
What actually caused that? I've got my ideas, but I wonder what you would say first.
Well, so many people think Yoko. I think that's unfair to say.
I think for being someone who was in a band for much longer than the Beatles were a band, I was in a band for 20 years, and then...
Are you showing off?
No, I'm just saying I understand what it is
Tension,
to be in right on top of your bandmates and develop that from a very young age, starting as teenagers together. There's part of you personally grow apart. You have different goals, but there's all kinds of business stuff that changes too, and that makes it uncomfortable, because when you're a kid together, the last thing you want to talk about is money and how to manage it and career direction and those kinds of things. When you have to start being adults together, it can get really testy really quickly.
So we think, Ken, business, personalities and growing up split up the Beatles. What do you think?
Yeah, and Yoko, I think that was a big part of it. But what do I think? I think, I believe actually, that the disintegration started to take place big time when they were in New York. You remember they were on a New York tour, and they boasted they were more famous than Jesus. Do you remember that?
Well, it was actually said to a London journalist. It was in, I believe it was the Daily Mail, and it was then a New York publication run by Danny Fields, who
Teen
magazine picked it up almost a year later, and I think it was a kind of a casual conversation that John Lennon had. And his point was not that that they were better, as he said. We don't think we're bigger or better. We just think that we're more popular, and that's the problem with society.
Yeah.
You know, I think he was right on the money.
What else happened after that, if you don't mind me saying?
Well, then they became better than Jesus.
The song Imagine.
Right.
That was an Antichrist song mocking God and the Bible. And it was not long after that John Lennon was shot.
Yeah, good. Not long, like 11 years. You're right. Depends on. No, exactly. It's only it's like a third of Jesus' life.
So we have to be careful about mocking God, you know, friend.
Especially if he actually existed, I would totally be careful about that.
Oh, he did. He existed. This is 2018 years since Christ was here. He was here. History tells us, and today's date establishes that 2018 years ago, approximately, there was a man who lived on the planet Earth called Jesus Christ.
So you're saying that Mark Chapman shot John Lennon because he claimed that the Beatles were more popular than Jesus, which at that point they were. They were drawing bigger crowds than church was.
But I believe, Ian, there, that was the judgment of God upon John
Wow.
Lennon.
Wow. See, I guess I always thought that God had this kind of like forgiveness element, but that's a different.
John Lennon showed no signs of belief in God. In fact, he mocked God openly, and he was affecting many young people in the world at that time with his antichrist and atheistic viewpoints. He's entitled to that.
But so he deserved to be shot.
He's entitled to believe what he wanted.
Sure.
You have to be careful.
Face the consequences.
God, it's a serious situation for any of us to mock God.
Yeah.
Is that because God got angry?
God gets angry at sin, yes. God hates sin, and we're all sinners.
So he gets violent about it.
See, I can't. The idea of hate and God just doesn't compute with me. I can't put hate and God in the same sentence. But that's just maybe that's my kind of. Maybe it's because I'm a Jew.
You should understand more than anyone then if you read the Bible as a Jew.
Well, only the first part. I didn't like the sequel so much. I know.
And they were dispersed throughout the whole world according to this judgment, and then they were returned back in 1948 to the land of Israel according to his prophecies. And we're living in a time right now that Israel and Jerusalem is going to be the focus of world hatred and world condemnation.
Well, how can we bring people together?
That's a good question.
This is what we'd like to do with music, with what we do. I don't think words or anything like that, talking this way, can bring people together.
No, that can't bring us together. We're just discussing that. All I'm suggesting here is that you have to be careful.
Yeah.
There's a Creator who loves us and offers us mercy and forgiveness. But if we continually reject Him and mock Him, there is a consequence to that for all of us. We have to be careful.
Okay.
Life is short. Eternity is eternal. Make sure you don't go to hell. God wants you to go to heaven.
Okay, Ken. Thank you very much for wise words there. Very wise words from Ken. You don't look convinced there, Craig.
I'm taking it all in.
Yeah, you're taking it all in. You had to mention you were a Jew. What did you do that for, Stephen? It was going so well, and then you had to mention. The band are on tour. We should plug some of these. You've already done. Now, where are we? You've already done 3 dates. Tomorrow night at the Union Chapel in London. Hey, you said we can give away a pair of tickets.
Pair of tickets available.
If you want to come and see Stephen Page et al. At the Union Chapel tomorrow in London, it's one of my favourite venues. It's a church. It's an old church. I tell you what.
Perfect. Ken's going to love that.
Just phone up, and the first person that phones up and says, yeah, I want them, make sure you can come as well, because, don't phone up and say, I want them, and then don't turn up. That's rude. Phone up, 0344 499 1000. The first person that says they want them can have them, because competitions are a faff, so that's tomorrow. I'm going to that one. I'm taking the night off work to come and see. Yeah, that's right, guys. I'm taking a hit in the pocket to come and see you guys, so make it good. Then Saturday, you're in Holmfirth.
Yeah, he was great in Mamma Mia.
Oh, well done. Monday you're in Belfast. I love Belfast.
I've never been to Belfast.
I hadn't been until last year. Me and Kath went last summer to do a couple of shows. It's incredible.
I went there too last year.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's great. And then you're in Dublin, which is equally as great. Then Thursday you're in Edinburgh, in the middle of the festival.
Yeah.
Have you ever been up there during the festival?
I don't think I've been there actually while the festival was in full swing.
Man, you're gonna...
It's terrifying, our tour manager. He's like, we're getting out of there and going back to Glasgow as soon as the show's done.
Stay there. Honestly, you will not see anything like it. It is the whole city. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's not like a horrible thing. It's just rammed with theatre students performing Brecht on the street.
I love the whole idea, and I have heard lots of stand-up comedians, American ones, complain about it, and Canadian ones seem to love it.
Yeah.
Do you know who Dean Friedman is?
Of course I know Dean Friedman.
So apparently he's playing there all the way through the festival.
Wow.
So he messaged me on Twitter, and I'm hoping I can get to see some of the show.
Oh, go and see, definitely.
I'm a huge fan.
You'll love the festival, man. It's artsy, and it's touristy, and it's pretentious, and it's silly, and it's funny, and it's stupid. It's wonderful. Then Glasgow on the 17th.
Yep.
Nottingham on Saturday the 18th. And then you go back home.
And we're back in North America.
Who cares about those dates? Can we have another song, please?
Sure.
Yeah.
Any requests? From the band or from you?
You do whatever you... Because I don't want to throw you on the...
Well, you said you premiered White Noise the other day, right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be wrong to play that live version?
It wouldn't be wrong to play that. I think it would be right to play that.
See if I can get this thing.
I'm going to take my headphones off because my ears are sweating.
Yeah, sweaty ears.
Sweaty. Can you hear it okay?
I can hear it.
I can hear it.
Okay, all right.
Great, man.
It's about to get nice. It's about to get real nice. Right now. Right now. Gonna make it slow and right. No bigotry of any side. White noise. Right now. White noise. Oh yeah. Apparently to discrimination, you gotta run it like a corporation. But God, you don't mind burning to the ground. I've had to learn to bite my tongue, or will send me back where I came from. I'll tell you as an immigrant and a Jew. See, I said,
There you go.
and I'd be more than glad to replace you. Throw away the Bill of Rights for anyone who isn't white. White noise, right now. White noise, right now. Let's have a second civil war. That's what the Second Amendment's for. White noise, oh yeah. White noise, oh yeah. Set the snowflake to the nationalist. I won't cease till you insist. You raise your hand, I'll raise my fist. Resist, resist, resist. I've had to learn to bite my tongue, or send me back where I came from. I'll tell you as an immigrant and a Jew that I'd be more than glad to replace you. Oh,
I worry about you though, Stephen. You do too many songs where your head goes bright red. I think you're going to have a thrombosis. Something's going to explode in there.
I know, I'm shouting.
Can you not just do like a nice, soft, gentle song?
We can do it next.
I'm just thinking about your career and your longevity.
Thank you.
That is I don't know if you call it a single anymore. So the new album, Heal Thyself Part 2?
Yes.
Is coming out in September.
September 14th.
Why is it not coming out during the tour? What went wrong?
Well, it was supposed to be out in time for the tour.
Yeah.
And I thought I had most of it done. And I'd been spending the last 2 years touring it and so on. And also I wanted to make sure that I was out of my old record deal.
Oh, okay, right.
And then once that happened, then I opened up all the files and went, this isn't as done as I thought it was.
Okay.
And then I wrote, over the course of 2 years, I had a bunch of new songs I'd written.
Yeah.
So I got together with the Odds, Craig's band, and recorded a bunch of new songs, and then sent them off to Kevin to play his parts, and then it takes a while to kind of tweak them and get them perfected.
I was thinking earlier about the Odds for a second when you were talking about being in a band for 20 years and why the Beatles broke up, and I've been in the band for 31 years and not broken up and never been struck dead because we weren't successful enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right, because you were
Don't
always
be too successful, because you can say whatever you want and God won't strike.
I don't think. Also,
and
you're
also
not
smaller than Jesus.
You're not in height and in terms of popularity. I don't think you're Jewish or Muslim as well, because I think that would have gone against you slightly using Ken's philosophy. Yeah. Now,
but what about Kiss? Satanic and Jewish.
Yes, Knights in Satan's Service.
They've been going for a long time, and those are satanic Jews.
Yeah.
The ancient satanic Jews, like in their 70s.
I nearly said the worst kind of Jews, but then in the current political climate, that a sentence like that gets taken out of context.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to say that.
That's what I was going to say about the white noise. Is I just put the word Jew in there just to make sure that it gets like that as a token. Jeremy Cormigan can put it in his Spotify playlist to make himself look better.
Now, Craig, we mentioned last time you were here that you've worked a lot with kids from Kids in the Hall, which are they're known over here. There's a cult thing. They'd be shown like about 12:30, 1 o'clock at night on Channel 4 over here, and Brain Candy's been shown a couple of times. But I didn't realise how integral you were. I'm wearing a Crushing Your Head T-shirt. I didn't realise how integral you were. You're virtually one of the troupe.
Don't tell them that.
No, I want them to know this, because I'm so fanboying out over this. And I've watched the live DVDs again. Of course, you're there playing on the... How did you hook up with those guys?
They just liked our records in my band, and we liked, most of us, Stephen, Kevin, and I, we love comedy.
Yeah.
So we knew all that stuff. And they were in town doing a show, and they were playing our first album had come out. They were playing it as their walk-in music.
Wow.
So somebody in our crew was working the show and said, who chooses this? And they said, well, the guys do. They love this record. He said, you want to meet them? I know them.
Wow.
So that's how we met. And kindred spirits. Yeah.
What are they doing? Because they keep they do something sort of every 18 months, 2 years or so, don't they? Have they got anything planned?
Well, we did some remountings of the movie Brain Candy as sort of stage readings.
Oh, wow.
We did 2 of them. But they're talking about doing some more stuff.
Okay.
They've all got kind of other gigs right now.
Yeah. Because if they do some live shows, I'm coming over to see
it's worth it.
Oh, I'd love to.
And the fun thing about them is they never give up on the idea that they got to write new material.
Yeah.
Like they could go and do classic sketches, and they do some, but they write...
Well, this is the thing. When they kind of did their reunion tour a few years ago, it was all new stuff. But it's famous characters for the most part, but all new stuff. Whereas I went and saw Monty Python 5-6 years ago, and it was hardly any new stuff in there. It was a parrot sketch. It was all that kind of stuff. So I was thrilled to see that they still want to be funny and still want to be seen as being productive and not just lazy old men doing their greatest hits.
Well, and on their own, they're each always busy doing new things.
Oh, Scott's on fire right now. He's got a book.
He's been on fire a long time.
He's been flaming, yeah. But he's got a bunch of things going, and a couple of them are in U.S. shows, big shows in comedies. And Bruce is a director and always developing something. He's got a new show.
Oh, I just watched it. I'm a couple of years behind this on YouTube. Young
Drunk Punk.
Man,
that's all Craig Northey music.
Oh man, that's funny. That is
It's
a
a great
funny show.
We were pretty brokenhearted when it didn't come back.
Did it get 2 seasons? One season, right, okay.
It's on TV in Canada so much that you wouldn't believe that it's only one season.
Yeah.
I think it was somebody made a mistake by
Someone
not
made a mistake. Whenever you see it all the time on television,
Yeah.
there's one season.
It's on YouTube in a really weird cropped version. Someone's done a hooky thing, but it's worth checking out. It's a funny show.
Very funny.
Should we? Let's have some ads, and then we've got someone who wants those tickets. Someone who's too tight, who claims to be a fan. But if they were a fan, they would have bought tickets.
Exactly.
So I'm not sure whether we should give them the tickets. Let's have some adverts, please.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Bruce McCulloch is a genius as far as I'm concerned.
He is.
I just read his book as well recently.
His book is great.
Oh, it's fucking so funny, man.
Yeah.
He's just got one of those faces where it's so expressive.
He has a show with my kids right now. My son's a director and my daughter is an actor, and they developed a CBC show called This Blows. I don't know how you jerry rig so you can watch it from England, but
Unless somebody's YouTube.
somebody might.
I'll find a hooky website.
So Bruce wrote it,
Yeah.
and they developed the characters and the plot lines. My daughter and Bruce.
That's incredible.
And I'm in it. My wife's in it.
Wow.
And I did the music. So
You're in it?
one episode. I play her. We play her parents.
How funny.
Business users initial rate.
Oh, I'll check that out. Brilliant.
Plus 20% back,
it's
60 months. Admin fee £165 plus 20%
Yeah, I was
back.
pretty
Conditions
excited
apply.
about that.
Billy, who listens to the show a lot, is a brilliant musician himself, is saying that cello sounds incredible. So
Awesome.
it's sounding good. You can hear your guitar so much better through the headphones, through the microphone. So
That's why I had these on.
yeah.
So I could hear where it was.
Well done, Ken. I couldn't.
Oh mate, that was fun. You're getting lots of support on Twitter because everyone hates the break.
But you go either way.
I think you were good-hearted.
That was quite tame for him. He is a massive homophobe, Islamophobe. You know, he's a nasty piece of work. But that was quite.
He was obviously trying to be the way the guy when someone like that stops you on the street.
Yeah. Well, he does that as well.
You know that thing.
Yeah.
Usually they're pretty nice to start off with, and then you realize later that they're an asshole to
going
work.
to that.
And that's, he was doing the initial sales pitch.
Yeah. Oh, if you'd have mentioned mental illness as well, it's your fault. It's your fault, man, for being a sinner.
Well, I know it's
God's
God's
punishment.
Tell me about it. That's what I tell myself all the time. Take the medication to make yourself stop telling yourself it's your fault. It's like that and snap out of it.
Pull your socks up. Come on, get out of bed.
No, part of it. My God's very merciful. I'll diagnose tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Oh no, he's the full vengeful.
Mad props to the West Wintering Posse.
Is there anything else I need to plug?
No, you got the dates. You got the album.
You guys want to plug anything?
You want to plug in your stuff?
I want to plug Stephen Page's album. You said you do something sensitive.
It's just some more voice centered.
See the veins going. And that's
Did you do Man-Child last time?
That's pretty up there too. Yeah.
Which one?
Want to do that? Wasted Words.
Oh, okay.
the band are arguing. I think that split is going to happen sooner than they might make the tour.
We're just trying to figure out what song doesn't make my veins pop out in my head.
Let's go to Richard. Richard, you claim to be. Well, you say you want the tickets to see Stephen Page tomorrow night.
That's right.
Okay. I'm very well. Are you a fan?
Yeah, well, I saw him Wednesday.
Oh, that sounds like a fan.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. Okay. Just Richard. It's just you and me talking. Was he any good? Was he past it?
He was awesome.
Oh,
Yes. For Kevin and Craig, well, absolutely blew me away. Hadn't expected that at all. Turned up to the venue in the Tippers, and absolutely fantastic. And great crowd there as well. All singing along.
It was great. Yeah.
Okay. Well, can you make it to the? You know, the Union Chapel is in London, right?
That's London, England, yeah?
Yeah. Correct. Yes. It's sort of in the southeast of England. Yes.
My wife couldn't come to the gig, so we can have a a date night.
Oh,
well, that's...
That would be lovely.
That's perfect.
Richard, I tell you what, if you stay on the line, give Hayley kind of your details and things, and we'll make sure that we'll make sure that you. I don't want to say we'll put your name on the door, but now I've said that, there'll be loads of people turning up going, "I'm Richard, and this is my wife." And you speak to Hayley and give us all your details and give us your phone number and stuff, and we'll make sure that you get in.
Come say hi.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. Thanks so much.
Nice one, Richard. I'll stay on the line. I'll see you tomorrow. Let's go to Kenny. Hello, Kenny.
Hi, guys. All right.
Yeah, we're all right, Kenny. What you got for us?
I'd like to sing an Elvis song that's been stuck in my head recently, so I'm going to learn it for the karaoke as well. So I'd like to sing it to you guys, if that's all right.
I'm up for it.
Fine. Okay, let's hear it.
Well, wearing my Donald Trump cap.
Okay. Okay, yes, they get a little bit of political in there as well. Elvis would have voted Trump, I think. Yeah.
Elvis probably wouldn't have voted.
No, you're right. He'd have shot the TV.
Aye.
Okay, here we go.
Elvis was very pro-guns. He loved carrying guns with him.
He loved
But,
guns.
I think it would have taken a lot of work for him to vote, and he just wasn't into it.
Yeah.
Aye. I don't think he would have voted Democrat.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Okay, we're kind of going up a cul-de-sac here. Well, let's hear your Elvis song, Kenny.
Okay, here we go. This is Follow That Dream. Well, I'm going to sing along to it, actually.
Okay.
To help me with the timing with instrumentals.
Okay.
Follow That Dream by Elvis. I'm singing along.
Fantastic.
Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, special.
That's not bad.
Huh?
When your heart gets restless, then move along. When your heart gets weary, then sing a song. But when a dream comes true, there's just one thing that you can do. You gotta hold that dream wherever dream may lead. You gotta hold that dream wherever.
Key change. Now you're trying to work out there's a key change. Hello?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Kenny! Kenny, thank you very much. Wow. I'm afraid we haven't got time for any more songs from you guys.
That's fine. I don't care.
Sorry about that.
That
That
was do
was.
some Elvis karaoke.
I wonder if Kenny's playing tomorrow night. I'd like some of that. Let's take one more call, then we will have a song. Good evening, Hannah.
Hi,
Hannah.
One of my favourite tracks of yours is If I Had $1 Million.
Thank you very much.
I don't know that one. Was that? When did you do? Was that?
It was in an old group of mine.
Oh,
that
okay.
I don't know if you knew them. We were from Canada, a bunch of Canadians. We sang about money.
I don't know.
Sang a bunch of songs about money.
I've not heard that one, but I'll certainly check it out on Spotify.
Yeah, see if they have it on Spotify. I'm not sure if they have it over here.
And is that you just want to tell him that you like a song?
Well, no, yeah, I'm really liking to practice that and to play it.
Oh, good luck with that. I'll let Stephen sort this one out.
I could, but I only sing half of it, and the other guy who sings the other half isn't here.
Sorry, Hannah. You just have to dig out your old vinyl and relive the memories of the 90s, 80s,
Early 90s.
Early
That was written in the late 80s.
Wowzers.
Written in the times of REM's Document album.
Wowzers. I have to ask. There was a Bare Naked Ladies reunion.
Mm-hmm. They wouldn't call it that though, because as far as they're concerned, they're still together.
Okay. Oh,
Think
really?
about it that way.
Yeah, I got
Put yourself in someone else's shoes.
Okay, Jesus' shoes. I got the vibe that it was a fun moment.
Yeah.
It was a great bit of television, but that was it. And that actually, maybe when you go back to people that you've not worked with for a long time, sometimes it's fine. Sometimes the reasons you split up kind of rear their heads again.
Yeah, I think that's probably the case.
Yeah.
Although I'm still I'd be open to stuff. And I've learned not to say. If I'd said never, that thing that wouldn't have even happened. That we saw, that we did.
It looked fun. It was fun. It was such a great.
What the joy you saw on our faces, or at least on mine, was completely honest.
Yeah.
But and you know, being in the room with those guys and rehearsing was totally easy.
First time you walked into the room with them.
Yeah.
How long had it been since you'd been with all of them, and was it weird?
Since the day I left the band.
Wow. Nervous
So,
when you open that door and you go in? That must have been.
I made sure I got there before they did. And they have a lot of the same
power games. You see, this
they have a lot of the same crew, so at least I got to go in and like reconnect with those guys first, and then the band came in, and I just greeted them with love, gave them all hugs, and we had some jokes and sang some songs. I don't think anybody over there had like great desire to like hang out and keep jamming. Yeah. Although part of us did. I think there's just something inside of you that tugs, that goes, this is so fun and easy. We put the rest of that stuff aside. But then I think we both realized, look, we've done so much in the interim that you wouldn't want to give up either.
It was a great clip, and I'm glad it happened. And if that's it, that's beautiful. If you want to see it, it's on YouTube. If you want to get the tour dates, by the way, and details of the new album, the old albums, all of that stuff, StephenPage.com is the place to go.
You got it.
And, you know, you find all the albums wherever you want. I don't know, Al Price, HMV, are they still going? Tower Records. Let's have another song.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I was thinking, did you want these? Yeah, why not? Fine.
Why the hell not?
Why not? I was thinking you'd pull out something more recognizable, but you know what? Nostalgic. I've done this show enough. I can
screw those guys. You play whatever you want to play. It's just a thrill to have you here.
This is from my very first solo record that I did with Stephen Duffy about 15 years ago.
Meet.
Wow.
You finally got to meet Stephen Duffy.
It was really great.
He shared him with you.
It was great.
Well, and I think you know, Craig is my more recent writing partner, so it was like me introducing my new girlfriend to my ex-wife.
Wow.
There was kismet. It was fun.
Okay. You didn't get your dicks out, or either metaphorically or literally. There was no dick measuring.
No, what he did dress as Lenny Kravitz, and I was dressed as Peter Jenner.
And I was just peeing in between them. Oh yes, you might. Broken dreams are enough to make better people give up, but not us. We soldier on, nothing's wrong. We think that we last this long. Oh no. Touch souls while walking across the coast. If we give up, nothing will be good enough. If we never make love again, will you still want to call out my name? There is nothing left to explain. We admit that there's no one to blame. Drove my car down the street, thinking we would never repeat all those lines while I sat and stared into space, but all I could see was your face above mine. It's easy to hurt the one you love the most. Stay with me, we're never giving up the ghost. If we never make love again, will you still want to call out my name? There is nothing left to explain when we admit that there's no one to blame. No one to blame.
Jeez. That is beautiful. Stuart has tweeted, great to hear a Stephen Duffy mention and a Vanity Project song. Thank you for curing my last day holiday blues.
Nice.
That was stunning. This is why I love this sound, man. The acoustic, the electric, the cello, the harmonies. It's a great sound. It's going to sound so good tomorrow at the Union Chapel. It's got really good acoustics for that kind of acousticy noise that you guys are making.
We're excited.
So what happens next? So you're doing this, then you're off back to the States and just playing, is it?
Yeah, it's the biggest, longest U.S. tour I've done.
Wow.
Since I've been solo.
And is it with these two? Because when we came and saw you in New York last year at the winery, it was just you.
Just me, yeah.
But you're doing it with these two gentlemen.
Indeed.
Continuing playing. And then, I mean, how far ahead do you plan what you're going to do? So you got the album in September, you've got the tour.
Right, so the U.S. tour goes till December, and then February we're doing a bunch of symphony shows in Canada.
With an orchestra?
With an orchestra, playing like orchestral versions of these songs.
We've all contributed arrangements.
That's incredible.
It's pretty cool.
Are you recording that?
We should.
Come on, guys. You got an orchestra.
Well, it gets complicated with orchestras because there's unions and there's...
Some orchestras are easier to work with than others.
Yeah.
So hopefully this one is.
That's right.
And then after that, I know Canadian tour starts in May. And then who knows what happens. I mean, if the record has any kind of lasting power, we'd come back here. If it doesn't, I'll make another record.
Very quickly on the we just put out on this record label, Mickey Dolenz singing with an orchestra. It was kind of all right to do. We had to get everyone to sign a release form.
That's right.
But they were all cool with it. You know, they were so.
What was the orchestra?
I can't. I can't remember. It was in America. So if you play with an orchestra, you got to record it, man.
Yeah.
Got to put that out.
I agree.
Yeah.
Nice 180 gram vinyl, double album set. That'll be stunning. And you get so much love here. You know, the last time you came over, you're playing really small venues. Was it a surprise, the amount of affection that people have got for you?
Yes. I mean, you just never expected, I don't think.
Were you worried that they would go, he's the guy from BNL that split, so we're blaming him?
Well, and I think there probably are some people like that.
Right.
They didn't come to the gig. I mean, there's some fans...
They were protesting outside.
That's right. There are some fans who I think, come with crossed arms and then get won over.
Yeah.
Which is I love that process of winning people over in the audience. But even more shocking and amazing is just the joy. Like last night we played in Liverpool, and I said it to the audience kind of jokingly, but seriously, in the first song... or the second song, I guess
was
we did.
the first song then?
No, it was Jane.
You're right.
I went up to the front, to the microphone. And now, my second song is going to be...
Spoiler.
But anyways, I couldn't look at the audience because they were all smiling and singing. It was like, I'm going to start crying.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
Was it Jane? Because that's like, how old is that? That's like 25 years?
Exactly. And I met people at all these gigs who... saw us on the Gordon tour in '92, or they met I met a couple whose first date was on the Maybe Should Drive tour in 1994, and then somebody else came and saw us first in '96, and then there are other people. Then there's like young people like 22-year-olds. I'm thinking, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Like who just love the music, singing along.
Yeah,
it's
phenomenal.
Every one of those things is great.
You have an amazing back catalogue, man, with the band and on your own, and it's a joy to see these songs live. There's only a few tour dates. If you want to go and see them, go to stephenpage.com. I'm going to be at the Union Chapel tomorrow night.
And come early to see.
I was about to say, I think. Do you know what time you guys are on?
I believe it's 8 o'clock.
Tomorrow night is actually 7:45 for you guys, and 8:45 for Stephen Page Street.
And it is quite. Sometimes you go and see bands and the support act, and you go, I don't want to see that.
Right.
But these two guys are brilliant, Kevin and Craig. It's a thrill to see you two. It's such a great sound that you make. So go along and see those.
Absolutely.
And I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be the one with the banner, and I'll be throwing my underwear at you and. Look, I'll be rocking out, man, in an old church.
We will. We'll bring our own owls.
Oh, Jesus! You had to ruin it at the last minute, man. You know what a sensitive subject that was for me.
You know, my dog was attacked by a coyote recently.
Right.
And so I totally know the terror of nature. I see it.
It's awful.
I hate animals of all sorts, except for my dog. I hate every other
I became
animal.
a joke over here because I was brave enough.
I was following this online, and I totally felt for you because I know what it's like.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been attacked by a raptor.
Because I'm also a dropper. You know, a dropper is what we call people who've fallen down wells. They're called droppers. Oh. So I'm part of the dropper community, and then I get attacked by an owl as well. And yet, you've not done like a song of support or, you know, a Live Aid, free the world.
That's true. You've had a rough year.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that.
Is there a word for being attacked by an owl? There's a dropper.
Well, I don't know.
You've been wrapped.
Yeah, that would work. I've been trying to get a campaign going to get all owls killed cold in Britain because
I'd support that.
They're shits.
Yeah,
they're just shits. We don't need them. So maybe you could do a song for that about killing all owls. That would be great. Actually.
That'd be great. Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right, there you go. You heard it here first. Exclusive. Stephen Page is reuniting with the Bare Naked Ladies. They're going to record a song about killing owls. I've got that right, haven't I? I've heard that properly.
Yeah, and I'm thinking of like a Twin Peaks kind of theme, but the owls are what they seem.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. I will see you tomorrow. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Thank you, guys. Always a thrill. Always a thrill. Hayley, have you got I was about to say, have you got a camera on your phone? But I'm guessing you probably do. What, they've been 2018. Could you take a picture of me?
Can you T9s?
Thank you, guys. That was brilliant. Get a quick picture, and then well, you can go and meet your driver. Come over here. Come over here. Okay, if you take a picture of us.
Yeah. Top guest. Raise a sharp reaction. Get a better quality conversation.
Thank you, man.
The big story of the day with Julia Hartley-Brewer on Talk Radio with the Times.
No, what's going on?
Come on, guys. Come on.
And our deals are too hot to miss. To prove how hot they
All
are,
of us with
Dave's going to
bandages
have
on our heads.
put some ice on that. I thought it was like
This is just a spite cat.
Oh, that's nice. Right. Plenty there, one of them.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you, chaps.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow. Yeah.
Who wants the details?
I'm not bringing it today. I'm bringing a friend. A friend of mine's coming, who's a big news owner. He's really excited about. He doesn't really know kind of Stephen's back catalogue or anything. And I explained the lineup. He went, "Oh, that sounds fucking brilliant." I mean, you know. So
Arrangements been made for me to get a VIP.
I think, yeah. She's been very, very helpful.
Thanks, Haley.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Have a good night.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much.
It's always a pleasure.
You been carrying anything out of you?
I had it when I came in, so I should be able to do it going out.
But we're all a little bit more relaxed now, so I'll get the disc.
It's just so loose, I might drop something.
Good evening, I'm Carl.
Trying to figure out how you can watch my kids' show. I want to send that.
Yeah, see if you can find a way. I'll have a little hunt around online on the torrent site. Thank you, guys. Love you. See you later.
Talk Radio's Alex Dibble was at the City Ground Court.
They're the best, man. I love them so much.
Teammate Alex Hales was going to be attacked with a bottle, and the men fighting them could have had other weapons. The all-rounder insisted he initially stepped in to defend two gay men from homophobic abuse. Earlier, the jury heard Stokes could have killed someone because he'd seen red.
Flooding in southern France has led to more than 1,600 people being evacuated from the area. One person's missing as emergency crews work to get them out of campsites safely following torrential rain in the Gard region. An abuse inquiry is
We'll have a bed, please, and then we'll have a horny ghost lady.
Their sexual interest in boys as young as 7. It's been looking into whether Ampleforth in North Yorkshire and Downside in Somerset failed to protect pupils from predators. Now, the Kremlin says new sanctions imposed on them by the US are absolutely unlawful. America has blamed Moscow for being behind the nerve agent attack on Sergei and Yulia Skripal in Salisbury. It's now to ban granting licenses to export some national security goods to the country. The Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova says that there will be a retaliation.
All these allegations are baseless and cynical. Russia has warned multiple times that using force and using ultimatums when talking with us is futile. Russia is going to develop a response to this very hostile step on the part of Washington.
And the American Vice President has announced plans for a sixth branch of the US military, known as the US Space Force. And this will happen by 2020. Mike Pence says it's needed to ensure his country's dominance in space amid threats from China and Russia. More scattered showers around the country through the night, much of the same tomorrow, although drier in the southeast. And highs will reach around 20 Celsius.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The wild man of late night radio, Iain Lee.
Differently interesting nocturnal emissions from a legend of late night radio on air. The Leash, the late night alternative with Iain Lee on talkRADIO. We'll get you talking.
I love them so much. Honestly, it's going to be a real joy. And do check out Kevin Fox's the album that we talked about. It's so good, man. You know, sometimes people give you CDs and you go, yeah, all right, check this out. And you toss it in the back of the car. I played it and I played it and I played it and I played it on loop. It is so good, man. So good. They're such nice people as well. Now, this is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio. 0344 499 1000. Catherine Boyle is away this week, so it's just me. And you can call about anything you want. But do you remember yesterday we talked about a young lady called Amethyst Realm? Amethyst Realm. And she's in the papers again today. So let me just read a little bit of this. Amethyst claims to have had more than 20 phantom flings, even joining the Mile High Club with her latest spirit partner. She says, quote, "My new ghost lover is really special, wise, stable and kind. I'm not 100% sure if it is male or female, but I have found true love." Wow. We met when I went on a trip to Australia earlier this year. Spirits usually remain in one place, but I'm delighted this one followed me back to the UK. I was happy and excited, so excited in fact, we headed to the Plain Loo, and I am now a member of the Mile High Club. Orgasms I had with my spirit lovers have been way deeper and more satisfying than I've had with ordinary men. I've given up sleeping with humans. Ghost sex is deeper, more passionate and seems more natural. And then there's another young lady in the papers today as well, Sian Jameson. Although currently dating a living man, Sian, 26, claims to have had passionate sex with a ghost from the 19th century. She says, after splitting with my long-term boyfriend 3 years ago, I rented a 16th century cottage in West Wales. I was immediately taken by the painting of a handsome man above the mantelpiece, which dated back to 1820. A few months after I moved in, I woke one morning to find a dark-haired, very good-looking young man lying next to me. He had a kind of shimmer as if he was behind a fluttering voile curtain. I felt a hand on my waist, but the touch was strange. I looked at the man again and realised he was the one from the painting. We ended up making love for an hour. He was very gentle. Even when he moved on top of me, pressing down, he felt almost weightless. It was very strange, but the sex was amazing. And then we Hayley and I were kind of digging around, and we found out actually this is not as rare a phenomenon as you might expect. There are actually quite a few instances, accounts from, I've got to say, from normal people. It seems to be normal people who've had sex or relationships with ghosts. And I'm absolutely thrilled to say that we've got one of them now. We've got Amanda Teague on the line. Good evening, Amanda.
Good evening, Ian. How are you?
I'm very, very well, thank you very much indeed. You're married to a ghost, is that right?
Yes, that's correct. And it seems to be, since I came out with my story, there has been so many other people come out too.
Right.
I actually run a group on Facebook called Spiritual Love for people that are in spiritual relationships, and we have over 40 members now from all over the world.
Wow. We'll talk about the group in a second. How did your story start, Amanda? How did you meet your ghostly lover?
Well, my story started with practicing witchcraft. I was practicing witchcraft for about 10 years. Now, I identify as being asexual, so or maybe on the demisexual scale. So the physical body is not important to somebody who's asexual
Right.
or demisexual.
Yes.
So I had struggled for a long time with my sexual orientation and the whole thing about gender. So I had cast a spell to meet a soulmate pretty much about 6 months before I felt the energy of the spirit come through.
Yeah.
So literally just one night, I just felt I would work with energy a lot. So, I mean, it wasn't unusual for me to feel energy, but I usually knew the energies that would be around. So this one night, this energy came in. I didn't know who it was. So I didn't connect with it because there are spirits out there that can be deceptive and you know, spirits that you really don't want to communicate with.
When you say deceptive, Amanda, so when you say deceptive, do you mean like spirits that are pretending to be, you know, like a nice 18th century cobbler, but actually they're demonic or evil?
Yes.
Wow.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Or maybe not even demonic, but they, you know, I mean, if you can imagine, there's nice people in this world, and there's rapists, and there's murderers, so you've got kind of the same thing. It could be just an earthbound spirit as well, not particularly a demon, but, you know, and in fact, earthbound spirits who are kind of evil in the way that we would understand evil in this world, they're probably actually more deceptive because they've got an agenda.
Yeah. Okay. So how did you detect or decide that this spirit was friendly?
Right, well, about 3 times I felt this energy around before I decided I would connect with it. So then when I finally decided to connect with him and he told me who he was, that he was a pirate from the 1700s. And, I mean, I was very, very suspicious. There was very little way of verifying who he was. Or, you know, so it took a while. It took about 6 months of me asking him to tell me things that I wouldn't know, that I could go away and research. And I think the deciding thing for me in proving that he was who he said he was the fact that he told me that we were linked ancestrally, and that if I went back to my maternal family tree that I would find a teak there, and I did that, and my great-grandmother was actually teak. So there's no way I could have possibly known that.
Wow.
So to me, that was very much...
When they start giving you information that you don't know but is verifiable, then that means you're onto something, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people think that you're very airy-fairy if you're into spiritual work, and that some people are, but there are some people who are quite scientifically minded and very logical thinking people, and I would be one of them. So, I mean, I just don't take anything at face value.
Okay.
I will go away and I will research it, and I will look at the history of it, and so I wouldn't be taken in easily.
So how did it, I mean, I don't mean this to sound flippant, right, but it's going to, but just because of the nature of the question. How did you strike up a relationship? Did you start dating? Do you go out to, like, restaurants together? How does it work?
Right, well, it's kind of, it's an interesting situation because we have spent a lot of time communicating. So, again, bringing the whole sexuality thing into it, people that are asexual are not terribly sexual people. So it really started off more as a friendship. And we just kind of got close over time and discovered that there was some romantic feelings there between us.
Right.
And then it was about almost a year we had been in communication, and out of the blue he just suddenly told me that we could have a relationship together. And
A physical...
we would actually get married. Yeah, well, physical is probably the wrong word, but yeah, an intimate relationship.
Okay, right, yeah. If I ask anything that's inappropriate, just tell me to jog on, Amanda, because I don't want to ask anything that's really... Okay.
You're not going to ask me anything that I haven't been asked.
Well, I know, but I want to be a sensitive account. Okay, all right, I'm going to go in. I'm going to go straight there. How do you have sex with a spirit?
Right, well, how you have sex with a spirit, I was very confused by this in the beginning as well, and I started doing research and talking to other people, and I talked to other people that I knew in my own community here that had owned up and said, yes, they had sex with spirits.
Yes.
So it took us quite a long time, because it's all about feeling energy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, somebody that will say, I went into a haunted building and I felt like a chill up my spine, or I felt there was a presence there. That's feeling energy.
Yeah.
So when you work in mediumship or whatever, you learn to feel that energy on a more extreme level. So feeling that energy to a level where you can have a sexual relationship, to me, it takes a lot of work and a lot of learning. Now, some people, it's like drawing or whatever. Anyone could draw a stick man. there are people who can, draw portraits. There are people who are better at feeling energy than others, but anybody can do it.
Yeah.
So for me, it certainly took a while to get the hang of it. And another thing that I have discovered is that because obviously spirit doesn't really look like anything, they're just energy, so they have to draw energy to be able to perform physical acts, so to speak, to move things, or in fact have sex. So very often when a spirit is having a sexual relationship with a physical person, they are drawing on the energy of that physical person.
Ah,
And
okay.
the reason you have to be super, super careful, because if you are not very, very careful, you will find yourself becoming very, very ill, because obviously you need your energy for yourself, and if a spirit is constantly drawing the energy out of you, then, your body becomes run down. And that in fact actually happened to me, and I ended up seriously in a hospital injured.
Really, because he was sucking everything out of you, and you got ill.
I got very, very ill. I almost died. Yeah. So,
Wow.
so that's kind of a twist to the tale.
Yeah, isn't it? I didn't realise that.
It's all good and it's all brilliant, when you're there, but you kind of don't look at the negative side of it, and there is a negative side to it. And somebody that's saying they're having sex with so many different spirits and mixing so much energy, I would be really worried long term.
Can you?
Their physical health as well.
Okay, well, I was about to say 2 questions. Okay, again, I don't mean to sound flippant. Can you have a ghost baby? And can you can't have a ghost baby?
No, I did actually. I actually stopped my periods after we got married, and I had this conversation with him because I was very, very worried. And no, you absolutely cannot.
Can you catch ghost AIDS?
No.
You can't get like ghost STIs or anything.
Those are just like energy. It's like the wind or electricity. They don't have
Wow.
water, and to have a baby or to catch an illness. Now, having said that, somebody could get artificially inseminated and, with a donor, and they could say, that was a kind of adopted baby that the spirit had, but it wouldn't physically, biologically be the spirit's child. Or the same with diseases. There's something called empathy, or being an empath. So, sometimes the spirit can feel what you're feeling, and I would be able to feel sometimes what he had been through. So if he had an illness in his life and he wanted to allow me to feel that, yes, I could feel it
Incredible.
but I wouldn't actually physically get it, so to speak.
How did he propose to you? Did you propose? Did he get down on one knee?
No, I'm sorry to just...
Oh man, where's the romance in these 17th century pirates?
You know what, we could get married, and I'm like, yeah, why not, let's go for it.
Good for you.
That was pretty exciting because, we went out on a boat into international waters.
Well, I've got a picture of you in your lovely white dress. You got your beautiful bridesmaids. It was a proper...
I got puked on during the ceremony as well.
Sorry?
I had forgot to tell people, that I might be a bit rough out at sea. And
Who puked on you?
Sickness, so I got puked on during my vows, yeah.
Who puked on you? That's not what you want at a wedding.
One of the bridesmaids' boys.
Oh no! Come on! Did your husband punch him?
No, it wasn't funny at the time.
No. No, it's not funny.
No, it really wasn't.
What did your family say when you said? I can ask. What's your husband's name?
His name was John Robert Teague, or Jack Teague. He likes to be called Jack. So, yeah.
What did your family say when you went, guys? I'm getting married. Oh, great! Can we meet him? Yeah, he's here. He's a pirate from 1700 called Jack Teague. What did they say? Did they think you were nuts? Did they go, oh, here we go. Amanda's got another ghost in her life. What did they say?
For the most part, they were just kind of interested, like yourself, as to how it worked, how we could have sex, how we could get married, really. So, because they're all quite open-minded, and they would have known my path and the type of stuff I was into, obviously marrying a spirit is taking to another, level compared to what a lot of people do. But, they weren't terribly surprised. They were just interested as to how I was actually going to manage to do it.
Yeah. And this is why, honestly, I think you're so brilliant, Amanda. As well as all of this, you're also a professional Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the Caribbean impersonator.
I used to be, but then after I got married, I just kind of felt weird. So I'm actually a RuPaul impersonator.
Oh, girlfriend! Wow!
similar to him.
Yeah.
I kind of want to be identified for me, you know.
Yeah.
Like, we live in a modern world. No woman wants to be just identified by who her husband is, you know. So I needed to kind of step out, you know, and say, well, I'm kind of, you know, I'm more than this. And I have a new book coming out, which is the autobiography, which is called A New Attitude. So it's all about kind of balancing the thing between the spiritual and the physical, and being an impersonator of pirates and then marrying a pirate. And it's very easy to get lost in it all, you know. And I kind of, when I got sick, I really had to kind of step back and say, you know, who am I?
Do you know what? It's so refreshing you said that, because part of me, when I saw the story, thought, oh, here we go. She's just saying this to promote her Jack Sparrow impersonation business. But the fact you're saying, oh, yeah, he felt a bit uncomfortable because he's a pirate, so I knocked that on the head and now I impersonate RuPaul. That's incredible. What's your Facebook group that you mentioned, Amanda, so in case people want to have a look?
It's very simply called Spiritual Love.
Spiritual Love.
So it's very easy. And I'm Amanda Sparrow Large on Facebook as well.
Okay.
So actually my profile picture is actually me dressed as RuPaul.
Hey, listen, here's a question. I'm getting divorced, right? I'm single for the first time in a long time. How could I get a ghost lover?
Well, I mean, have you ever done any spiritual work? I mean, what would your background be? I mean,
I haven't really. No, I haven't done it. You need to kind of be connected to the spirits here.
You know what? I mean, I do. Although I've stepped back a good bit from the spiritual tuition, I do still give limited amounts of spiritual tuition. So you know, you're welcome to contact me and join one of our classes.
Oh, do you know what? I might take you up on that. Or if Jack knows anybody, send them my way. Amanda, you're a good sport. It's nice to talk to you. I wish you and Jack the very best.
Thank you very much. Lovely to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you too, Amanda. It's Amanda T. There we go. What a delightful lady. The pictures, you know, it's a full-on wedding. She looks gorgeous in her wedding dress. 0344 499 1000. This is the late night alternative. And boy, oh boy, isn't it that tonight on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. Dial up some dialogue.
Talk Radio. We'll
Come on, man.
What's your
Come
favourite
on,
way
man.
to spend the summer? Dining outdoors? Relaxing in the garden? Enjoying your favourite tunes in the comfort of your brand new Corsa? Corsa, for a Brit of fun. Now with 5 years, 0% APR and no minimum deposit. Vauxhall, British brand since 1903. Excludes Corsa Active Design and SE Nav. Conditional sale. Finance subject to status. T's and C's apply. 18+. Vauxhall Finance. Search Brit of Fun.
Winston Wolfe, Direct Line. You're Harry the Plumber.
Yeah?
A successful small businessman like yourself needs protection. Meet Lars and Vlad. They're big. Big shot lawyers, that is. See, they create and check legal documents that you can download. So you're covered. And this legal document service comes with your Direct Line insurance.
Wow.
Yeah!
Direct Line's public liability insurance includes a legal document service. Can your insurance do that? Search Direct Line Public Liability Insurance. New and existing customers underwritten by UK Insurance Limited.
It's here, but not for long. Existing and new customers can get Sky's best ever offer on Sky Sports and Entertainment, both in stunning HD. Enjoy over 500 epic live football games and indulge in award-winning shows on Sky Atlantic, all for only £40 a month, saving you over £350. But this offer won't last long. Search sky.com. £20 standard setup for new Sky TV customers. Kit loaned at no cost. New 18-month minimum terms. Requires HDTV. Saving based on 18-month minimum contract versus £60 per month out of contract.
Say bon voyage to the gland and discover the world of craft beer at beer52.com, where your first case is free. Every month, Beer 52's team of brilliant beer boffins create cases of the world's best craft beer and deliver directly to your door. Go to beer52.com/talksport to join the world's greatest craft beer club today.
She was brilliant. Thank you for that.
Beer52.com.
What a lovely lady.
The world of craft beer. £2.95 delivery charge applies. 18+ drink aware.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Okay. The only question I can think of on the back of that is, have you ever shagged a ghost? 03444991000. Was there ectoplasm everywhere? You kind of get the drift. Let's go to Lee. Good evening, Lee.
Hi, Mr. Lee. How's it going?
It's going very well, Lee. What have you got for us?
Yeah, I'm currently in a relationship with the Queen of Sheba.
Really?
Yeah.
The person behind the cat food?
Oh, no, the real McCoy, I don't know if,
The cast of the real McCoy. Okay, so the Queen of Sheba. Okay, tell me how that happened, Lee.
well, I joined the order Necro-Romantics.
Necro-Romantics, okay.
I got a catalogue and it had the Cleopatra there, had Queen of Sheba, it had Joan of Arc, Queen Boudica, the woman who sacked the Romans. She's quite good looking, actually. But yeah, I chose the Queen of Sheba.
Why did you choose to... So this is like a catalogue of dead brides?
Well, they're alive. Well, they don't look like corpses. It's not the same as Necro.
Okay, so they're spirit... It's like a mail order spirit brides?
Yeah.
Oh, and why did you choose the Queen of Sheba?
Because I was interested in all the mystique behind her and all that stuff.
Okay, yeah, you phrased it so well.
It's a bit of a problem now.
It's a bit what?
It's a bit of a problem now.
Why is that, mate? What's the problem?
Because she's trying to get me on a vegan diet. And she's one of those people, you know what I mean?
Very healthy. You'll lose a lot of weight very quickly.
I don't have a problem with that, really. No, it's just it says they were like ignite my pineal gland and I'll be better. That's the whole thing.
Yes. So, well, can you not just be vegan when she's there, and then when she goes, you just chomp down on a sausage or something? Does she chomp down on a sausage ever?
She can come at any time. That's the whole thing. Once you get involved, it's like...
When you say she can come at any time, what do you mean?
Well, she's got other affairs to deal with, you know.
She can arrive at your place of where you live any time.
Any time, so I could be cooking a stew, which I am right now, but nothing's happened tonight, so I don't know if she must be busy or something, but yeah, it could be any time.
What's in your stew, Lee?
Beef and potatoes.
And if the Queen of Sheba comes back and finds you cooking a nice stew, what's she going to say?
She'll be very disappointed in me.
What's the sex like with a ghost, Lee? Particularly a royal ghost who's got mystique behind her.
It makes your skin glow a bit extra. Your skin glows a lot more and people compliment you everywhere you go.
Because you've got more skin.
No, it makes your skin glow, not grow.
Glow! I thought you said grow. Sex does make your skin grow. If you're doing it right. Makes your skin glow. Oh, wow. Yeah. And is it, I don't want to ask anything too impersonal, but is it, kind of quite vanilla, or is she up for experimenting?
Yeah, well, she is up for experimenting, yeah. She,
Can't do bondage with a ghost.
No, but, she can come to me at any place, I could be, like, at work or whatever, I could be, but she's very demanding,
Sexually?
Yeah.
Hungry, got a big appetite for it. All right, Lee, well, thank you so much for the call. I really appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, no problem, yeah.
Thank you, man. There we go. Well, what a lovely insight. Into the world of ghost sex. Dion.
Hello, Ian.
Ever had it off with a ghost?
Not with a ghost. I've been to bed with a couple of spirits every now and again.
Hey! Yes, my son. Yes, my son. Yeah. By the way, I couldn't log into my YouTube. Have you got a YouTube channel, Dion?
Not personal one.
I'm gonna, because I had the guest here. I wasn't before the show. I was really trying to log into my YouTube channel. I couldn't log into it. I'm just wondering if YouTube is down. We're streaming the show on Periscope. During the next break, I'll try and get back into the YouTube channel again and see what's happening.
I could try out for a minute if you want.
Sorry?
I've got it on my TV and on my phone. So.
Oh, can you try my YouTube channel?
You want me to do it now?
Oh, I thought that's what you were offering. No, don't bother. I'll have a look.
I'll go on the YouTube.
Okay.
Do it on my phone, not my TV.
Okay. YouTube.com.
Hang about a minute, John.
All right, mate.
So,
my car failed its MOT today, Dion.
I'm not in the motor trade anymore. Hang about YouTube. What do you want?
350 quid. It's going to cost me.
What car you got?
Polo.
Is it worth the money?
Yeah, it's worth that. But if I start having to spend any more, it's going.
I don't know. I mean, 350 quid's not a lot of money. What do you fail on? Silly like
Brakes, a tyre, a windscreen wiper, and a light bulb.
Let's get it done.
I gotta get it done, yeah. Gotta get it done.
So
Right.
much money, so...
I'm skint, mate. I'm skint. YouTube.com. In fact, I'll do it. Hang on, I'll do it as well. Let me see, because I couldn't log in earlier on. YouTube.com.
All one word. YouTube.
Of course it's all one word. What web address has a space in it? .com/Iain Lee. See if I can log in now.
YouTube.com.
Right. I can't log into it. Right. It's streaming live, so let's go to the live streaming page.
Iain Lee.
Let's go to the live streaming page. 180. So people are watching, so it's working. Right. Oh, we're in. Hello, everyone. We're in. Right, so it's working. Hang on a minute. Right.
YouTube.com.
Hang on a minute. Something's not right here.
Iain Lee's rabbit hole.
That's it.
Yeah.
Something's not right here. But Matthew, why aren't you a mod? Matthew should be a mod.
Well, as in the music.
Sorry?
Well, as in the music mod.
No, as in... Right, hang on a minute. I've lost it. I've just lost it. Hang on. Iain Lee. Right, hang on. Because people can watch the show. I don't know if you know this, Dion. People can watch the show. I was logged in. And
on YouTube, yeah.
I was logged in, and then I wasn't logged in. What's happened there?
It's server one, and it's got Iain Lee swatting wasps on Good Morning Britain.
Right. I can't even log in.
Oh, I did, yeah. YouTube.com/Iain.
Right, I can't even log in to it. Right, and there's chat. Matthew, why can't I log into my YouTube channel? Matthew's the young lad that
That's alright, they got brains, they're young.
Matthew, why can't I log into this? And why is Pop Hazy Design? Why is Jeff a mod on my YouTube channel when I got him taken off of it? What, Matthew? Why Matthew isn't a mod? He's got the blue. Oh, they put a feeling. Oh, shit! I've been hacked. I've had my YouTube channel hacked by Jeff.
Well, I haven't done it.
Well, is your name Jeff?
No.
Well, sorry, I don't mean to get angry with you, mate.
Don't worry about it.
I've had my YouTube channel hacked by Jeff. Right. All right. Fine. Let me explain something. Right. Jeff is an arse. Right. Jeff. Let me tell you about Jeff. Right.
Was he your producer?
Pop Hazy Design. He guessed my password. Oh, nuts! Right. Jeff is a scumbag and a failed teacher. He got sacked from teaching media studies for two reasons. One, because it's a made-up subject, and two, because he was crap at teaching a made-up subject. And I was recording an album last year, Dion, that for legal reasons, for deeply personal reasons, I have decided I don't want that album released, because at the time when I recorded it, I was very, very, I suffer from mental health, and my mum is in a wheelchair, and I'm getting a divorce, and at the time I recorded that, those things were playing on me, and I recorded that album, and I was not at the peak of my powers. It's not a good album. It's an album that sucks, right? Because I was not at the top of my powers, and Jeff tricked me into allowing me. Tricked me into allowing him. I can't even speak. I'm so angry. He tricked me into allowing him to film me making this album, right? And it's a film that I don't want released. It's a documentary film I don't want released, called Feelings. I don't want it released, okay? And
you're singing about your thoughts.
Well, I'm singing Despacito.
Well, if you think about it, Phil Collins' first solo album, Face Value, is all about him getting divorced and everything.
I don't know if Despacito and no, I do sing Shout Out to My Ex. So Right, so he's made this film, and then I said, I don't want this film released because I've got mental health issues. I'm on antidepressants, and I'm seeing a therapist, okay?
Right.
And he's gone... First he was understanding, and then he said, well, you owe me £25,000 or something. And then he said, I'm going to release it. Now, since then, I've got lawyers involved in this, and he knows all of this. I'm turning the camera off me, because I don't even want that on me. I'm being deadly serious here, man. He has had there is an injunction preventing him from releasing that footage, and now screw you, Jeff. He has hacked into my YouTube channel.
Maybe it's good music. Maybe it's good if people listen.
I don't want that out there. And he is. All right, mate. I tell you what. You have it. You keep it. You see where this goes, Jeff. I will hack back into my own YouTube channel. If anyone is listening who can, he's put a poster up there of the film. If anyone knows how to hack into a YouTube channel that belongs to me, legally belongs to me. If anyone knows that, could you please? Everybody who is in that chat, leave that YouTube channel now. Leave it, because that channel is not even run by me anymore. It's been taken over by terrorists. It has been taken over by someone who I personally consider to be worse than ISIS. So everyone leave that YouTube channel now and report Pop-Azy Design, report Jeff for being a shit of a man. Flipping it.
You're going to get hundreds of hits now, hundreds of.
No, we won't, because my listeners are good. The good people. It's salt of the earth, common, thick, but good people, and they'll do as I tell them to do. So everyone who is in that channel now, please leave it. Please leave it, because it's being run by a terrorist organisation, Pop-Azy Design. Terrorists.
One thing, you had that lady on about ghosts.
Yes, mate. Have you ever had it off with a ghost?
No, but why is it when people describe a ghost, they're always from the sort of 17th, 16th century. They're always highwaymen or pirates or someone like that, if they're men.
Or the Queen of Sheba.
Women, they're from the same century and all have long gowns and a bonnet. Why don't you have someone from the 80s, a rapper in a shell suit?
That's a good. That's a good question.
Stereotype, isn't it? There's never someone. I don't know. Like I said,
or just like, like someone from a council estate, or a bin man, or a peasant.
Yeah, it's always someone. I don't know. That sort of figure, isn't it?
So are you saying then that you have not had sex with a ghost?
I've been to bed with some women who might as well have been.
All right, mate. That's come on now. Let's keep the misogyny out of this. All right. Let's go to Jerry. Good evening, Jerry. Hello, Jerry. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. It sounds like you've been crying. You've been crying.
I'm struggling with that.
You're having a bit of a tough time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to come and give you a tickle?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Come and tickle you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
To probably light up. YouTube.
What?
YouTube.
Yeah.
What's your restrictions for law?
I've been hacked by a terrorist.
I don't know what law he comes under.
Yeah.
Is it British law?
British law.
Or is it American?
Well,
It's very complicated, isn't it?
it'll come under the law of me punching him in the face in a minute, because I know roughly where this guy lives.
He got all his computers.
Yeah, I bet his hard drive is a thoroughly unpleasant place to be. I wouldn't want to be in his hard drive.
Well, some of the people get IP address, don't they?
Yeah. I'll find him. His name is Jeff. He's at Pop Hazy Design, and he's going to get what he has done now is illegal. This isn't a joke. This is not. It's not a bit of fun. This is actually illegal. He has broken the law, and he will pay the price for that. He will pay a very severe price for that because he will go to prison, and in prison, here's the thing I know about prison, right? Within prison, there is your very own legal justice system, right? And prisoners do not take kindly to the worst in prison. The worst kind of person you can be is a hacker. And if you go into prison for hacking, well, let's just say you don't get treated very well at all. You get treated very, very badly. Do you know what I mean, Jerry?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go and rest. Go and meditate. Go and pray.
I'll pray.
Okay. You pray every day. We just.
Huh? A manufacturer account is coming for you.
Okay. Exactly. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you very much indeed. 034449. A few minutes. Let's go to the adverts.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
A new kind of talk radio. We'll get you talking. You want a quality van at an everyday price? Well, this could be just the deal you're looking for.
What's that coming over the hill, Van Monster?
Right now at Van Monster, we've got incredible offers like these 2015 Mercedes Sprinters from only £164 a month, with features like a free 6-month warranty as standard. See all the vans and all the deals right now at vanmonster.com. Conditions apply. Deposit payable. Offers to business users only.
For the next week, the Super Boost window is open wide. We've taken our price boost and super boosting it. Here's a little example. If you take Merce and price boost him, voila, you got Tomo. And if you super boost Tomo, you get Champagne Charlie. You cheeky git. What a way to kick off the football season. Sky Bet, that's betting better.
18 plus, begambleaware.org. Max stake varies. See bet slip for details. Odds may be subject to change. Eligibility restrictions. Further T's and C's apply.
Gig's over. Pour out into the night. 200 people disappear into the darkness. Should have brought my coat. Ears ringing. T-shirt sticking to me. Not ready for bed. Text from mates. Time to regroup. Door slides open. Step into the light. Eyes blinking. No need to think. Big Mac and fries.
Over 600 McDonald's open 24 hours. We are awake.
If you switch to Vodafone's unlimited fibre home broadband, you could be listening to this show on a Sonos Play 1. Or choose from a range of amazing tech products worth up to £199. And Vodafone Pay monthly customers can get super fast home broadband with guaranteed speeds for only £24 a month. But hurry, offer ends 3rd of September. The future is exciting. Ready? Vodafone. 18-month agreement subject to credit check, acceptance and availability. Tech offer valid for new or renewing customers. Terms and exclusions apply. Visit vodafone.co.uk/broadband.
George McTavish, Neephead Galloway, you have been found guilty of presenting dangerously compelling radio. How do you plead?
Guilty as charged. Never said that before. The mother of all talk shows with George Galloway.
Join me for 3 hours of double galvanized opinion, supercharged debate, and highly energized crystalline vision.
Radio
Free Galloway! Knock me right down and I'll bounce right back.
The mother of all talk shows with George Galloway.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Tomorrow night from 7
on the nation's new home of sizzling debate, Talk Radio.
Maybe you can't handle the truth.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. On air and off the leash. On Talk Radio.
Well, we're going to carry on doing the radio show. Despite my YouTube channel being hacked by someone who's worse than a terrorist, as far as I'm concerned, a guy called, his name is Jeff. He's a failed teacher. He got the sack from teaching a made-up Mickey Mouse course because he was rubbish at that. He's a failed filmmaker. He's a failed human being, as far as I'm concerned. His name is Jeff. Pop Hazy Design. Going to be getting some strong legal. Some strong legal stuff that's going to come. It's coming your way. Let's go to G. Good evening, G.
Hello, buddy.
Yeah, come on. Let's do this.
I was just wondering what the hell's going on with YouTube. Everybody seems to be just taking over.
I've been hacked, mate. My YouTube's been hacked.
This Jeff dude, he seems to think he's got something on you.
Jeff has got a film of me, a documentary of me, that I do not want released for various reasons. Jeff knows that I suffer with mental health issues and that my mum is in a wheelchair, and yet he still wants to release that film despite those things. And I'm having sexual dysfunction at the moment, and yet he still wants to release that film. Well, screw you. He will not release it, because if he does, he's a dead man.
Right. Screw you, Jeff.
Go on, say it louder.
Screw you, Jeff.
Louder.
Jeff, you're a bag of shite.
Thank you very much indeed. All right, let's just keep the language in check, please. Good evening, James.
You're right, Ian. What did your car fail on?
It failed on the brakes and a tyre and a light and a windscreen wiper.
Well, get a new T-shirt then. You said a tyre.
Oh, no, fair play. That's fair play. That's good. That the audience you've got there were right to laugh.
Thank you.
No, James. Thank you. That was really good. Let's go to Angela. Oh, Angela, you must have had it off with a ghost.
No, Ian, I haven't had it with a ghost.
You sent me a picture of your séance the other day.
What did you think?
I thought it looked horny.
Do you know what? When we started it,
Yeah.
me and my friend Tony, we was in the kitchen having a drink. Good evening, anyway.
Yeah.
And my partner was upstairs getting the tripod. And we went out, and the thing itself, it went straight to the W.
Yeah. W for what?
That's what we can understand. But we might be doing it Saturday if it's a bit fine.
Have you ever done sex magic? Because this is a true thing, right? This isn't even me doing a joke. Witches will tell you that we are at our most spiritually and magically powerful just at that point before an orgasm. And that if you have a séance whilst you're doing it, whilst you're having sex, this is true, I'm not even doing a joke, that you will get more famous spirits come and talk to you. Have you ever done that?
No, not yet. Don't want to go back too far. I just want to make some money for Nigel. Because he's lost his mom.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, yeah.
I just said to my team, we'll talk about it on Saturday. If they, because they want to put a YouTube channel on for me.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of them. But I was just wondering about your YouTube.
Yeah, it's been hacked by scumbag.
So, all your stuff is there, though, on this end.
Is it still the stuff? Is they'll probably start deleting it because he's a scumbag. He's one of the lowest forms of human life possible.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it for you this end if you like, Ian.
Please do. I was logged in and then I typed a comment, and then as soon as I typed a comment, it logged me out again, and I can't log in now.
Have you got a second password to go into YouTube?
The password was monkeys69, and that doesn't work anymore now.
Have you got a spare password that you can...
A spare password? Is that a thing?
Yeah, if you have a second password.
People can have a spare... So you've got one password, like your main password, and then you have a spare password? I don't think that's a thing. Is that a thing?
That's what I can gather. You can have quite a few people tell me to have a second password.
I didn't know that was a thing. I don't have a second password set up.
Mm.
Oh, well. Well, I know for next time, Angela. Thank you for your help.
No worries.
Good luck with the ghosts. Let's go to Ray. Good evening, Ray.
Good evening. You're not going to like this call.
Well, don't make it then.
No. You're not going to like it for the pure reason why I'm just going to praise you.
Okay. Here we go.
You've taken a little bit of flack this week with regards to your appearances on GMB.
It turns out when I go on Good Morning Britain, as I have done every day this week, I'm on there again tomorrow, guys. People get really angry on Twitter at some of the language. I've been called the C word just because I went on and talked about showbiz. Who's this C word?
And you got done for punching the Emmerdale actor.
Oh, yeah, that was weird. There's this lad, he's 19, right? He's never done a live TV show before, and he was really, really nervous. And so I was chatting to him before to reassure him, and during the interview, I think I just tapped him on the arm a couple of times, just to kind of... And someone saying that I was like some sort of sex criminal or something.
Yeah, ridiculous. And I've got to say, the first person to jump to your defence was your lovely producer.
Thank you, Hayley. It's appreciated. That's very, very kind of her. She does a good job.
No, not Hayley.
It's the only producer I've got here at the moment.
Well, I think her name was Catherine.
She's not producing me. She's on holiday. Here's a story for you guys. Some of you have been asking, so you're going to find it. You're going to hear it. This is a caller to the show. A story about a caller to the show. Former caller to the show, unless he smuggled a phone into prison. Seen this? Man who called for... It's not a great story, right? It's not a fun story. It's why I'm trying to get the tone right. It's Jonathan in Swansea, who used to call in. Man who called for Muslims to be gassed and sterilised is jailed for hate speech. Remember we talked about this the other week, and he's been sentenced now. Welshman Jonathan Jennings handed 16-month prison sentence for Islamophobic and threatening posts. A man who posted anti-Muslim messages on social media and made a threat to kill Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn has been jailed for 16 months. Jonathan Jennings used platforms such as YouTube and Gab, billed as the free speech social network, to make Islamophobic statements inciting religious hatred. Prosecutors revealed the 34-year-old man from Carmarthenshire had written posts calling for all Muslims to be gassed and to be forcibly sterilised. He claimed those who tried to convert others to Islam should be sentenced to death. Horrendous stuff. All repeatedly called for the murder of Muslims and supported Bomb a Mosque Day, suggested by another extremist, Nigel Pelham, who was jailed last year. Sentenced at Swansea Crown Court on Thursday, Jennings pled guilty to 4 offences of inciting racial hatred and another 6 offences related to the sending of material with the intention of causing distress and anxiety. The Crown Prosecution Service today said his jail sentence reflects the seriousness of his crimes. Between March and August last year... Yeah, so you would have been calling us then. Jennings also posted a series of threatening messages about left-leaning public figures and one about the Jewish community alongside his diatribes about British Muslims. In March 2017, he called Gina Miller, the prominent lawyer who led a legal challenge against Brexit, a traitor, and called for her to be executed. Wow. A few months later, he said if Jeremy Corbyn became Prime Minister, he would be first in line to Joe Cox him, a reference to the murder of the Labour MP by a right-wing extremist back in June 2016. Another message stated that Hitler was born 100 years too soon. This is pretty intense, far out there hate speech. He went on to threaten the Jewish community, saying if they did not behave themselves, they would share the same fate as Muslims. Deb Walsh from the CPS said Jonathan Jennings' hatred of Muslims led him to post online messages stirring up animosity towards a whole community. He did not limit himself to expressing his views, but called on others to indiscriminately kill Muslims and bomb mosques. Jennings also targeted the Jewish community and called for public figures whose views he did not like to be executed. The prison sentence reflects the seriousness of his crimes. Detective Superintendent Jim Hall... I'm reading all of this because I think some of you will be interested in it, because a lot of you will have heard Jonathan's wide-ranging calls to the show. Detective Superintendent Jim Hall of the Wales Extremism and Counter-Terrorism Unit said, "We are committed to tackling all forms of extremism which has the potential to threaten public safety and security. Such was the strength of evidence of Jennings' activities that he entered guilty pleas to all of the offences." Okay, and it goes on and it goes on and it goes on. Really horrible stuff. And I see lots of you have been talking about it on Twitter and stuff. And Jonathan was a regular contributor to the show. And most of his calls to the show, were harmless and about video games and about cats and stuff. And occasionally there was some extreme. Not as extreme as that. Nowhere near as extreme as that. Because if he'd have come on and said something like that, then that would have been a ban immediately. But I remember a few racist calls, and he got short shrift, and was put in his place, and was dealt with properly, and was cut off. I always found him fascinating. I think something's happened to him as a child. Remember, there was a really interesting call where he talked about hatred for his parents. I mean, like real aggressive hatred for his parents. Honestly, I will miss his calls to the show. But I certainly think that the right thing has happened. If anything, I suspect that sentence is perhaps a little bit too lenient for what he did. There's no place anywhere for that kind of language and that kind of hatred, and racial and religious hatred like that is abhorrent, and so that's that. I feel I ought to put a little bit of distance between the show and him, but I always found his calls to us fascinating. I thought he was a fascinating character, and I just hope that when he's in prison that he gets the medical help that he needs, and I hope that he sorts himself out, man. But yeah, the right thing has happened. He's been sent to prison, and that'll be that. Can people? You're not allowed phones in prisons, are you? But people smuggle them in like these tiny little telephones that they insert, in various orifices that they smuggle in. But so that's probably the last we've heard of him for a year or so. So there you go. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Now there are there are some people arguing about this on the YouTube channel, but the YouTube channel's been overrun by this absolute disgusting human being, Jeff. He spells Jeff with one F, and I think that tells you pretty much what you need to know about the guy. He's a scumbag, and he's a lowlife, and he is dirt, and he's threatening he's going to release a video of me at midnight. Well, gives me time. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I certainly wouldn't do that if I were you. Another hour of this nonsense to go. Sorry, I'm sounding distracted because I've got this stuff going on the YouTube, and I just need to walk away from it and focus. That's what I focus. Right, so focus. So, forget the YouTube channel. That guy's a prick. He can do what he wants, but if he does it, he'll be in hot water. If this guy does post a video, a documentary called Feelings, I urge you not to watch it because it doesn't show me at my best. Because I was going through a very painful divorce there that so don't watch it. And if I find anyone who watches it, it's like when someone on Twitter calls someone famous a nonce, and then everyone calls them a nonce. But it turns out they're not actually a nonce, and the person who has been accused of that horrific crime then sues everyone. If you watch the film that he puts up, you will be sued. You will be sued because that's private. That's stolen property. 03. But forget that. Let's have fun. We're gonna have fun for the last hour. Do some fun stuff. We'll talk more about ghost sex. This is the list I've got written down here: cats, BBC, darling, ghost sex, romance, and women. So that's quite a fruity little list of stories that I found in the newspapers. And of course, dear listener, you can call in about absolutely anything you want. Ben, stay there. You're going to be the first call in the next hour, and I really predict this next hour is going to lift us. It's going to be jubilant, exhilarating. So 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. We'd love to speak to you if you've ever had a relationship with a ghost, if you've ever done a Ouija board, because in my new house, when I get back from New York City, we're having a séance. Going to stream a séance live on a Saturday night at midnight using night vision cameras. It's going to be scarier than the Babadook and Halloween 3 put together. It's only for the strong-hearted folk only will be able to watch that. If you've got any heart conditions, then probably best you don't watch that. Don't even look at the 0344 499 1000, the late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. Listen, phone, talk.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
What makes a Vanarama van make your business look the business? What about not needing a big deposit? What about how affordable it is? You can get a brand new Vauxhall Vivaro for just £179 a month. What a price! What a mighty good price!
Business users initial rental £1,500 plus 20% back, 60 months. Admin fee £165 plus 20% back. Conditions apply.
Go to vanarama.co.uk and lease a Vanarama van.
That was a clean knockdown there for Darren Till.
What an opportunity now. Johnny May zipping across the field.
Match point for Williams.
Alexander-Arnold towards Mo Salah.
UFC, Gallagher Premiership Rugby, WTA, 42 live Premier League games, plus loads more. Take them all on with BT Sport. Be there, BT.
Would you like to wear sandals or your trainers?
What about Lubus or Rainbow Wellies?
Or your school shoes?
What about dinosaur slippers? Oh, my roller skates!
Kids love choices. That's why they can now choose between the crispy or the new grilled chicken wrap in their Happy Meal. Made with grilled chicken, lettuce and ketchup, all wrapped up in a small tortilla. The crispy or new grilled chicken wrap. There's something to make everyone smile in a Happy Meal.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio, on the hour news headlines.
Good morning, I'm Carl Hartley. An abuse inquiry has found monks at two leading Roman Catholic schools that didn't hide their sexual interest in boys between the 7. It's been looking into whether Ampleforth in North Yorkshire and Downside in Somerset failed to protect pupils from predators. It's also found the extent of the abuse at both is likely to be a lot greater than what's indicated by current convictions. Report Secretary John O'Brien says Downside is yet to separate the governance of its religious side from educational aspects.
That says to me that they still put the reputation of the institution above the care and well-being of children. At this moment in time, I personally wouldn't want to send my children to either of these institutions.
The Tory party chairman's been sent a letter signed by 100 British Muslim women following Boris Johnson's comments about burqas. They all wear the face covering veil and are concerned after the former Foreign Secretary compared those in the religious item to letterboxes. A 70-year-old German man who was helping supervise children in southeast France is missing after he was swept away in a caravan by flood waters. Rescuers with helicopters have evacuated more than 1,000 people following torrential rain in the Gard region. Now, Russia says it's going to retaliate after the US imposed new sanctions against the country. It's in response to the poisoning of a former Soviet spy and his daughter in Salisbury. Moscow says it's categorically unacceptable and denies any involvement. Former US defense advisor on Russia, Mark Simakovsky, says that this will escalate.
I think we're going to likely see more sanctions, particularly on areas related to Russian sovereign debt and energy, but I'm highly doubtful the administration is willing to sink U.S.-Russian economic ties, which would be likely mandated by full implementation of these new sanctions.
And Paloma Faith has had to pull out of 2 headline shows today and on Saturday after being diagnosed with laryngitis. The singer says she hopes to continue her tour once she's recovered. Wet and windy conditions should clear from the southeast England later, leaving sunny spells for most of the day. Some blustery showers are likely as well.
Sorry guys, I've just managed to hack back into my YouTube. Just managed to hack back into it. So, right. Sorry. I should be focusing on the show, but someone is... we can turn the camera back on me now. So I've just hacked back in the YouTube. Matty, how do I make you a mod? So that, Matty, if you post a thing, then I'll just copy and paste your... go to your page. Sorry, guys, this is not exciting radio listening, but this is actually... Some things are more important than the radio. My dignity, my privacy, and... stuff. So could you just bear with me for a minute? Matty, post your thing so I can copy and paste your link. Right, here we go. Right, hang on. Oh, balls. Stop. Everyone stop typing. You're all idiots. Go to channel. Got back in there, guys. Get all this crap off of my screen. Got that. Hang on. Creators. Ben! Hello, Ben, I'm just trying to... Hang on a minute, I'm just hacking back into my YouTube and just doing a little bit of... Okay, Ben?
Yeah, I've only been in about half an hour, but you started talking about this fella, Jeff.
He's hacked into my YouTube, but I've managed to hack back in.
So what is he... How long has he been calling for? I've never...
He's never called in. Oh, he's never called in, mate, because he's a coward. He hasn't got the balls to call in. Matty, get that crap off the screen. Get that propaganda off the screen. Let's end that now. He's never called in because he hasn't got the balls, mate. He hasn't got the balls for it. He's full of it.
Video games and cats. I mean, and this hacking. He sounds like a really sad man. He needs to get himself a girlfriend.
He's a loser. He's a loser. He needs to stop doing all the... Matthew, please get this crap off the screen, mate. I've made you a mod again. And just get all this rubbish off of the screen. Please, for crying out loud, man. It's making me, I want to puke now.
What else? You got ghosts? What else is it?
Sorry?
You said something, ghosts?
Yeah, have you ever had, sex with a ghost? We've spoken to a lady tonight who's had sex with a ghost.
Yeah, no, I haven't. You said about succubus, that's the one that comes...
He said succubus, guys. Even I went for the dump button. He said succubus. There's a succubus, yeah, that comes and
the incubus, I think that's the one for the ladies.
That's another one for the ladies as well.
Yeah, they had a band called Incubus, you remember?
Oh, yes, I do remember Incubus.
Yeah, that was, I think it's a male spirit that makes love to the ladies, isn't it?
I think it is succubus.
But that's Jeff's only chance if he gets himself a succubus.
Yes, man.
Anyway. No, I haven't seen a ghost.
All right, Ben. Nice one, man.
I'll dash.
Keep your eyes peeled. You never know. Good evening, Dom.
Don't use my real name, you pillar, because I was promised anonymity, and none...
You can't... it says Dom on the screen.
Call me Tony. No, not Tony. Sebastian.
All right, Seb.
Well, no, Seb's a deviant's name. I'll call me Rob. All right.
All right, Rob. Yeah. I'll call you Don.
Who's Don?
You're Don.
Okay. There won't be any confusion. People won't think it's Don.
No, there's Don with an N. They're not Don with an M.
That's not. Hang on.
Yep. Come on, what?
It's not a calling tonight.
Yeah?
I'm quite embarrassed, but I thought I'd better call in.
Yeah.
I can relate to it.
Yeah.
I think the first time was last autumn.
Right.
It would have been September the 15th.
Yeah.
It's a nice... It wasn't too chilly. It's a light jacket, but not a big coat sort of weather.
Yeah.
I went down to the local farm, and I know where he keeps them. And I went to the stone shed towards the back of the field.
Yeah.
And I saw the one that I liked most. And
what are you talking about?
Having sex with goats.
God, for God's sakes, man. Let's go to Jeff. Hey, is this Jeff?
It is. You said I didn't have the kind of suit.
No, you don't have. You've never phoned in before because you're a little blackmailing SH1T. You're worse than ISIS. You're lower than ISIS, you are. Well, I managed to hack back into my channel. Andrea was right. There is a second backup password that people don't know about. So I've hacked back in the channel, and I've got modship again, and I've given the modship to Matty, and I've given it to Catherine, and I've removed it from you. So you remove that video, you apologise, and this ends here.
I managed to achieve what I wanted
to achieve. I had that channel for 2 hours. I've now got a lot of people knowing exactly what it is that they were missing.
Matty, take that, Matty, in the title, there is his website. Remove that from the title, please.
My website, pophazy.com.
Strike, I pressed the dump button so they didn't hear that.
Feelings.
There we go, I've just taken you off air so they can't hear that. Yeah, go on, carry on, mate.
Well, I think it is only fair that people actually know what took place.
Yeah, what took place is I was having an emotional breakdown. I was at a very low point in my life. You took advantage of that. It was before I'd gone on the jungle, and so you knew that I was at rock bottom. You took advantage of me. You filmed me recording substandard work. I decided I didn't shut up. I decided I didn't want that released. And yet you then said I owed you something like £25,000, which is rubbish. That song was never...
Me, that's Dan. You know full well that is the money that Dan is owed.
Dan is owed nothing, mate. Dan got 50 quid.
He spent a long time trying to master your voice and make it sound...
I'll get stuff, mate. The problem was his backing tracks were crap. The voice was spot on. Unlike Karen Carpenter, I never hit a bum note. So you can stick that right up your jacksie. You released that film.
This is why you don't want the film out there, because you know full well how much it is also...
I don't want the film out there because I don't want the film out there. That should be enough. You cannot secretly film...
Let's go back to the true reason why you wanted it filmed.
The true...
Because all of this, I begged you to film it and I pressured you into it. I was visiting my good friend Dan, and I got you turning up at Dan's door saying, Dan, let's make an album.
This is absolute bull.
And you said, Jeff, have you got the camera with you? Come in, Jeff. Come on, Jeff. Come and film this. This is going to be...
Do you know what? People like you make me sick. Talentless. You got sacked. You were a teacher of media studies, and you got sacked from that. Why don't you? That should be the first thing you say when you come on the air is, "Hello, I'm Jeff, and I was a teacher in media studies, and I got the sack from that." That's how little society values me. I couldn't even manage doing that. My dog could teach media studies and not get the sack.
And this is where you get personal. You throw insults at.
Personal, because you should be ashamed of yourself because you have blackmailed me. You know that blackmail's illegal, right? You know that, yeah?
Yeah, but the truth of the story isn't that I blackmailed you. It's the other way round. That when we started this, you asked me, or you forced me to stay. I had my 2 kids with me, and we went to see Dan. And
well, I've since found out they weren't even your kids. You'd hired those kids to make it look like you had a family. They were actors. I've seen those kids in Spotlight. Those aren't your kids. Why? What kind of sick mind would do that?
To my kids, my poor daughter was looking at you, going, "Is that Iain Lee? Is that Iain Lee?"
What kind of sick person hires children so it looks like they've got a family? You are
make it up as you go along.
You are absolute. I tell you what, I don't make it up as I go along. Here's something, right? Couldn't make this up as I went along, right? When I was there that whole day, and I didn't even know I was being filmed, and it wasn't until later that I realised I was being filmed. You've got hidden cameras. You had cameras, you had buttons on your shirt, I've since found out, that were actually 4K cameras. And you filmed me secretly, and that is illegal, and then you tried to blackmail me.
No one listening to your show now.
There's no one listening to you because you're cut off. Adverts, please.
Talk Radio. Digital debate for the UK.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
The Dictionary of Driving by Mazda. Today, the letter B. B is for biztelligent. Mazda CX-5 company car drivers are biztelligent. They always make the smart business choice. Because with real-world CO2 emissions from 130 grams per kilometre and benefit in kind from just £137 per month, it makes perfect business sense. Prove you're biztelligent by choosing our mid-size SUV, the 2018 Mazda CX-5. Search Mazda Fleet. Mazda. Drive together. Company car tax at 20%. CO2 emissions based on new WLTP testing procedure.
Tell him I don't want to... He's not coming on the air again. He can go and fuck himself. I don't want to talk to him. He can talk to my lawyer.
Want it to be, and it's around every corner. So if you're looking for your next permanent, temporary or contract opportunity, hop into one of our 200 local offices or search Per Temps online. Per Temps, the face of recruitment.
It's time Time to join the millions of people that meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. With stunning HD video, crisp audio, and instant wireless sharing across any mobile, tablet, or desktop device. But the best thing about Zoom? It just works. So ditch the distractions, join the movement, and meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Visit zoom.us to set up your free account today. That's zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Okay. Let's try and have some fun. Let's have some fun before Paul Ross comes in. 1 o'clock. Let's try and have a little bit of fun. I want to have some fun. All I want to do... I'm just a guy going through life's issues, and I just want to have fun. That's it. This is a fun story. Footballer Jermaine Pennant has told how he covered up the massacre of his girlfriend's... That's not fun. That's not a fun story. It's horrendous. Sorry, I thought this was a fun story. Here's a serious story. There's got a fun twist to it, actually. Footballer Jermaine Pennant has told how he covered up the massacre of his girlfriend's cat because he was terrified she would dump him if he found out. She found out. The ex-Liverpool winger panicked when a pal phoned to say the star's dog had gone for then-girlfriend Jennifer Metcalf's beloved Persian. That's a little bit below the belt, isn't it? That really is. But rather than own up to Hollyoaks and Dancing on Ice star Jen, he hired cleaners. What did he get? Harvey Keitel or something? To conceal the evidence, and even brought in a decorator to replace the bloodied wallpaper. That is nuts behaviour. That is absolutely nuts. He admitted he then let distraught Jen plaster the neighbourhood in... This is terrible. This is like the behaviour of a lunatic or an arrogant egotist. This is not a funny story at all. He has admitted he then let distraught Jen plaster the neighbourhood in reward posters after telling her the cat had run away. Jermaine, 35, said, "I've never said a word because I know Jennifer would be devastated." His confession comes 9 years after the couple last dated. Nice guy, okay. Nice guy. This is weird. What a weird story. Jermaine added, "I was driving into training, seeing posters all around Liverpool appealing for a white cat. I was thinking, oh God, if only you knew. It was the most mortifying experience of my life." Yeah, most mortifying experience for the cat. Jermaine explained how pal Sam had been keeping an eye on the pets while he and Jen, 35, were away. His Japanese Akita dog, Shadow, was outside in his own kennel. Jermaine said Shadow was a real beast, and every time he saw the cats, he'd jump at the door. He was a menace. This one day, I got a call from Sam. He was very nervous, really worried. He said, "Shadow's killed the cat. I mean, Jay, he's absolutely massacred it." Flippin' heck, man. This is... Sorry, I thought this was going to be a light-hearted romp. This is horrific. It's a horrific story of... I'm a cat guy. My cat's living with me for the first time in 2 years. So it's an horrific story of a cat murder, but also this guy's nuts for covering it up. That's not normal behaviour, is it? That's not normal behaviour. He asked Sam to send him photos. Jermaine said there was blood everywhere, like you've never seen. It was a horrendous, distressing scene. I was feeling sick. But rather than come clean, he decided on cover. What a coward! What a multi-millionaire coward! He revealed we had to organise a professional carpet cleaner and a painter and a decorator. We needed to completely repaint the walls and get new wallpaper. Confessing to the horror in his book Mental, Bad Behaviour, Ugly Truths, and The Beautiful Game. What a terrible title for a terrible human being's terrible book. Jermaine defends his action, saying he did not want to lose Jennifer. The pair dated from 2007 to 2008, and then briefly in 2009. He tells her, oh, so he tells her in the book. He's not told her. She's going to know when she reads this. Flipping heck, what a scumbag. He tells her, I'm really, truly sorry, but if I'd told you, we'd have broken up. What an absolute scumbag of a human being. That's awful behaviour, man. That is awful. Alistair, you can put the phone down, man. You're not coming on. Do you remember when you called me an F and a C-bomb? That kind of sealed your fate, that you wouldn't be coming on the show again. So, put the phone down, man. You're wasting your time. Outrageous behaviour. 0344 499 1000. I'm just going. The phones have dried up, apart from someone who's banned. So I'm just going through the papers, and I'm just doing what I do. I'm back to what I do best, which is just going through the papers and reading stories out of newspapers for you, and then throwing in wry little comments. That's what I'm doing. The BBC. Here we go. This is. Here we go. We're in. We are wowzers. We are in. This is sexy. The BBC is to air its most X-rated drama to date, with scenes of sex, self-pleasuring, drug-taking, and swearing. Just after The Watershed. Did he not want to come on? That last caller? Right, don't phone up to talk to the production team, okay? If anyone else phones up just to talk to you, Hayley, ban them. Right, ban them. Or put them on. Put them straight on air, and then when I've spoken to them, ban them. Don't phone up to speak to the production team. You're clogging up the lines. Wanderlust, starring Hollywood actress Toni Collette, has romping and 2 scenes featuring masturbation in the first 7 minutes of the 6-part series. And even Auntie's drama boss, Piers Wenger, has admitted he is terrified by the potential response. He said, "We've never seen anything like it on BBC One." I'll take that call. Don't phone up just to speak to the production team. That's you.
When's this feelings thing coming out?
No, it's not coming out. It's not happening. It's not a thing. If you watch it, you will be fine. You will be sued.
But seriously, boss.
You're blocked. Australian Tony, 45, plays frustrated therapist Joy Richards, who demands an open marriage following a fling. That's not going to work. I can tell you that now. That an open marriage isn't going to work. Not that that's what mine was. It's not the reason it failed, but it's not going to work. In one of the show's steamiest scenes, she is sexually stimulated by a policeman. But Tony said she was happy to throw herself into the role. She said, you can't half-heartedly act that. You have to make it feel real. We've got a caller on the line. Hello, caller?
Hello.
Hello, caller. What's your name?
Catherine. What's this filter talking about and when is it on?
What's what?
This filter programme and when is it on?
Oh, is this Catherine Boyle?
Yes.
What are you doing calling in? You shouldn't, you're not part of the team.
Oh, yeah, so now I'm a punter and you have to treat me with respect.
I treat you with the respect that I treat all the other punters. You make me sick. How dare you phone me up and talk to me like that? You make me sick, you're drunk.
It's kind of kinky hearing it from this end.
Is that working for you?
Well, no.
People like you make me sick. Phoning up and thinking that you can come on and say what you want to say. You disgust me.
Oh, hang on. I felt something then.
Okay.
I'm
fine. When is it on? It screens next month.
Oh, good.
And here is a list of BBC shows. They've just done a show. Wanderlust is not the Wanderlust is not the only BBC drama to push broadcasting boundaries. Versailles has just finished its third series. It's spelt Versailles.
Yep, it is. Yep.
Yep, Versailles. Versailles has just finished its third series, exploring the reign of France's King Louis the reign of France's King Louis XIV, filled with gay sex, cross-dressing, and orgies.
It was wonderful.
It
was a good one. I don't think it was very historically accurate, but who cares?
In 2002, Tipping the Velvet explored lesbianism and sex toy romps.
Yep, saw that one.
Lady Chatterley in 1993 was a steamy adaptation of D.H. Lawrence's book. Hundreds complained about 1987's explicit Dennis Potter drama The Singing Detective.
No, too young for that one.
And Roman drama, 1 Claudius, shocked in 1976 with sex, nudity, and lesbian snogs. Lesbian snogs. That's what they call it, lesbian snogs.
Good old lesbians, good for them.
Snogging, lesbian snogs. Have you got anything to contribute to the show? Because you're clogging up the lines.
Okay, I'll go away then if you're absolutely chocker.
Well, we haven't got any calls. I think what's happening is there's only one. I think only one line. This must be the case that only one line is working right now.
I think so.
Because normally,
I was hoping to test for you.
Yeah.
I was hoping to test it for you.
Well,
I can go now.
Okay. Well, you can go then. Goodbye. Idiot. Let's have a trial, please. Thank you.
Across the UK, online and on DAB, the Independent Republic of Mike Graham on Talk Radio.
Blasted rhetoric from the Banana Republic for people who think capital punishment isn't going nearly far enough.
Join me, the Reverend Mike Graham. Revolutionary, rebellious, rebuilt, rebranded.
Dangerous mid-morning debate with the great dictator.
The Independent Republic of Mike Graham.
This morning from 10
on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
Okie dokie. Okay, I'm mad for it. Hey, it's Nigel from Maidstone. Hey, man.
Oh, hi, I got on quick.
Well, because this can be the only explanation. I think there's only one phone line working. We should fault report this, because normally the phone lines would be full, but as soon as... I think there's only one phone line, so people can't get through. That must be it.
That's good.
That must be it.
It's not good.
No, it's bad.
Bad, yeah.
How you doing, man?
Well, actually, it was a bad day today, and the weather wasn't so good, was it?
Well,
Raining all day.
honestly, I kind of prefer the weather like this. I know a lot of people don't. I kind of prefer it.
I liked it when it was sunny, and I want the sunshine to come back, so I felt better, you know.
I know. I feel like I'm done with the sun. I feel like I'm done with it now. I want the rain.
I have some good news.
Go on.
The community warden came to see me earlier about 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And we went through. They're going to sign the house down to me, so I haven't got to move out.
Oh, that's a great bit of news.
It's going to be my house, and I'm going to sign. I'm going to sign it in my name.
Absolutely. When you say a community warden,
she's the one who, to do with the councils, gets in touch with the council.
Okay.
As well.
And you can afford the rent and stuff, can you?
I may not have to pay any rent. If
What?
I do it, it won't be so much.
Oh, brilliant. Hey,
Brilliant. I probably won't have to, because I'm under the doctor with tablets, as you know, the antidepressants, and they said it comes under mental health issues.
Oh.
So because of the mental health issues and the shock of Mum, I probably won't have to pay any rent.
Oh, that.
Yeah, because I've only got enough money to pay the bills, to be honest, as well.
Well, that's a brilliant bit of news. Out of sadness, that's a brilliant tiny little ray of sunshine, Nigel. I'm really pleased for you.
They said I couldn't believe it when they said that we're going to tell Golden Huns that we're going to sign the house down to you. So.
Great work, man. Well done. You should be very pleased about that.
I'm pleased. Yeah, because I wouldn't know where to go.
No.
With all the stuff, and I can keep the memories of all the stuff here.
Yeah.
The memories, But today I felt terrible. Today was a bad day.
Yeah.
I sort of feel a little bit worse each day, but I suppose you do. But of course, the coroner hasn't contacted me yet.
No, you said that was going to take a while, didn't you?
They said a few days, but I think it'll be next week now, so I haven't heard from them. And the death certificate hasn't been issued yet either. Death certificate.
These things drag on and on sometimes, Nigel.
It makes you she's not settled yet, is she?
No, she can't. She's not at rest yet. She will be soon once they've done all the business. I'm sorry, mate. I'm really sorry.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever get over it, you know.
Well, you don't, but it does, and it's a cliche, it does get easier. But you never get over it. Of course, you never get over the loss of a parent, but it does get easier. I can promise you that. I promise you that. You'll never forget her, but what you're feeling now isn't going to be there forever.
No. The more you can keep busy, the better.
Well, keeping busy helps. Sometimes.
I get tired quicker now.
Sometimes sitting there and there's no shame in having a good old cry. There's no, putting on a song or a film that she might have liked and having a good old cry. If that would work for you, then.
I had to sleep earlier for a couple of hours and then got up and did the washing up because I seem to be tired since it's all happened. You know.
It's draining and it's exhausting.
You've got so many things going on your mind, haven't you?
Yeah.
With the house and her, you know.
Yeah.
So half of it is sorted basically. I've just got to wait for a letter to have another interview so I can sign the house down to me, and they've got to come out to me again.
Well, that should take a little bit of pressure off you. That's one less thing to worry about.
Yeah, fantastic. Oh, this song that I wanted you to play on the radio is on my Facebook.
Oh, right.
The original is a lot better than the one I sang last night. It was different words.
Okay, how do I find it?
It's on the top of my page on my Nigel Reader Facebook.
Yeah, okay.
The one with me singing into a microphone.
There's
only one like it.
What? Is this? Hang on, is this it? Let's see if this is it. Let's see. I just clicked on something.
People of the world,
that's it, yeah.
Join together. People of the world, come together. There's so much heartache in the world. You gotta make it better. People of the world, people of the world, people of the world, come together. People of the world, make it better. So you gotta try and make it work. So people of the world, come together. People of the world, that's gotta be right. People of the world, you gotta know it's right. So don't you do it all.
Oh, what happened? You forgot the words!
Come together. People of the world, come together. People of the world,
come together. You know it's right.
You know it's right. It's the thing to do. People of the
What I should say is you're singing this and filming it. I'm watching you sing it. You're just doing it in like a street, though, in the high street. There's people walking behind you.
Near the prison.
Oh, well done.
It's quite good, catchy, isn't it?
It is quite catchy. It could maybe do with a few more words.
Yeah, but I was doing it, obviously there was people walking around me. I was a bit nervous of doing it, of course.
Yeah.
But when you're on your own, I'm filming myself as well, so you've got a lot to do, haven't you?
Yeah. It's tough. Well, you've done well there, Nigel. You should be very proud of yourself.
You've not heard that one before, have you?
No, I have not. No, I have not.
Quite unique, then, the actual tune.
Yeah. No, it's a good one.
It's just getting the actual words right, isn't it? Putting the words in order.
It's such a. Do you know what? You're right. It's such an important thing when it comes to singing is getting the words in the right order, and not everybody realises how difficult that can be.
No, but obviously you have to take a lot longer. I did it. That was just straight out of my head, straight off my head.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, listen.
Thank you for playing it. Did you see the video as well?
I was watching you sing it. Yeah, you need a haircut.
Yeah, the back. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a little bit shaggy there.
No, I've cut it since.
Oh, okay, good lad.
Okay, thank you.
All right, mate. Take care. See you later on.
Yeah, I'll have a cup of tea now.
Good night, Nigel. Thank you, mate.
Bye-bye, Ian.
Bye-bye. Well, I'm glad that his house seems to be sorted. Good evening, Sarah.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Sarah.
Hello, how are you? I just rang up because I thought you were having no callers and I just wanted to give you a little bit of love.
Okay. No, it's a very popular radio show. I think there's a problem with the phone lines in that only one person can ring in at a time, because normally at this time of night there's about 3, 4, 5 switch things, but we seem to only have one call, and then that call finishes, then there's another call. So I think it's probably a technical problem, as opposed to an artistic one. But thank you. How are you, Sarah? What have you been up to today?
Oh, just having a bit of fun and waiting for you to get on the radio.
Having a bit of fun? Hang on a minute. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Well,
go on.
Just you've got to make life fun, haven't you?
Yeah.
Because it can be dull if you don't make it fun.
Say dull again. I like the way you say dull.
Dull.
Oh, what's that accent? Dull. Are you from the northwest?
Worcestershire.
I don't know where Worcestershire is.
You've been to Worcester before?
Have I?
Yeah. Yes.
Midlands.
The Midlands.
Hey, Rat fans. Yeah. When you say having fun, you mean drinking?
Well.
Oh, come on now. It would be rude not to.
Yes.
I'm not on the air tomorrow night, Sarah, I'm afraid.
Oh, what am I going to do?
That sounds sarcastic, if I'm completely honest, young lady.
Oh.
That sounds sarcastic. Or not.
What are you doing?
I'm off to see Stephen Page tomorrow night. I'm taking the night off. I'm going to see Stephen Page at the Union Chapel.
Where's that?
That's in London. The Highbury in Islington. It's a great venue. One of the best venues in the country. Oh, dear.
Well, I'll just be sat here.
Drunk.
Drinking and waiting for my 10 o'clock satisfaction with you.
Except it won't be me.
No.
It'll be Howard. It'll be Howard Hughes. Oh no! I like Howard's good. Huh?
Disappointed.
Well, why don't you have an early night?
What, tonight?
No, tomorrow night. Why don't you download Tinder on your phone?
Well, I could do.
Tell you what, you can conduct some sex experiments for the show. Tomorrow, why don't you download Tinder, and instead of listening to Howard... Tinder.
Right.
And see what happens. This could be the start of something big.
Really?
Could be. You know what? Well, you know what it is?
No.
You don't know what Tinder is?
You're recommending Tinder to me?
But do you know what it is?
No.
Well, then if you don't know what it is, I'm recommending it to you. I think you could be in for a real nice surprise.
Okay.
You sound down. What's wrong?
What is Tinder?
It's a dating app.
Oh.
No? Not happening?
I thought this was the dating app. I thought I was ringing you for a date.
That's a bit weird. No. Because I just don't have... no.
But don't ring me.
I'm not going... Well, I'm not going to. That would be weird.
That would be weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll go on to Tinder.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Sarah, bye. Weirdest call of the night by quite a long way? I think so.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
We are Talk
Radio. Give it some lip.
It's pedal to the metal as petrol heads across the UK join the race for the all-new Motor Awards. Go to thesun.co.uk/motors now to cast your votes alongside a team of top motoring experts from The Sun, The Times and The Sunday Times, and you could win a top spec stay in Dubai.
Get in the driving seat for the most exciting petrol-powered prizes of the year. The Motor Awards 2018 with Bridgestone tyres. For more information and to vote, go to thesun.co.uk/motors.
Direct Line guaranteed to beat any public liability insurance quote for the same cover. Can your insurance do that? Search Direct Line Public Liability Insurance. New customers only. Qualifying criteria apply. Underwritten by UK Insurance Limited.
It's arrived. The lads camping.
When you need more time, road like heavens, handcrafted.
The only entertainment is Steve's emo playlist.
Some mornings just call for a breakfast wrap. McDonald's. We make breakfast. Served before 10:30am.
The Dulux Decorator Centre Summer Sizzlers event is on, and our deals are too hot to miss. To prove how hot they are, Dave's going to touch them. Go on, Dave. Ooh, I've put some ice on that. With offers like 10 litres of Dulux Trade Vinyl Mat at £2 for £70, that's £84 with VAT. These really are our hottest deals yet. So don't miss our Summer Sizzlers event. In store and online until the 31st of August. Dulux Decorator Centre. Centred on you. T's and C's apply. VAT at 20%.
Greetings, Earthlings. We come in peace. We wish to communicate with your leader.
I'm Howard Hughes. Join me this Sunday night from 10 for a trip into the outer limits.
Untwist the lid on Talk Radio's specimen jar of the psychic, the supernatural, and the simply unexplained. The Unexplained with Howard Hughes. Sunday night from 10, Earth time, on Talk Radio. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Paul Ross is on at 1 o'clock. Someone needs to tell him that there's only one phone line working, because normally we'd have 3 or 4 calls lined up now, and we've only got one at a time. So it seems that you can't phone in until the call has gone off the line. So we need to get that fixed. We need to get that fixed by next week. It won't be a problem for Howard tomorrow, but for me it's going to be a big problem. So we need to get that fixed for tomorrow, for Monday. Sorry. Let's go to Sausage Vince. Good evening, Sausage.
Hello.
Hello, Sausage Vince. What can I do for you?
I'm a first-time listener. I'm driving home late at night, and I wanted to hear a bit about the deadline day. So I thought I'd put some...
Driving home for Christmas.
Well, aye, you know how it is, but it's not Christmas.
No. Well, but you're still driving home, hopefully, so that you'll be there at Christmas.
Well, I hope so.
Fingers crossed. Be my first Christmas living alone. I'm really not looking forward to it.
Alright, okay.
I'm glad you can see the humour in it.
I stumbled across your show and I was like,
yes.
What on earth is this?
Oh.
So I would give you a call. So
okay.
You could tell me.
Yes.
What it is. Does it have a format? What's the score, mate?
Gosh, format. That's such an old-fashioned word.
Oh, is it?
It is. Well,
Yield-y format.
Why would we have a format? The format is, if you want to, if you want me to speak in two-dimensional terms, the format is Monday to Friday from 10 o'clock. I come in and I sit down and we open up the phone lines, we open up the microphones, and we see just what the bloody hell happens.
All right, okay.
And anyone can phone in about absolutely anything they want.
So this is like a meta phone call, because I'm phoning in
Yeah.
about the phone call.
Man alive, we have just, we're now in the 5th dimension with this phone call. But, so what do you normally listen to, were you trying to find Talk Sport then?
Well, I'm not a big radio listener, but it was deadline day, and I've been on aeroplanes all day, so I wasn't able to follow it.
Well, Talk Sport, so we're Talk Radio, and Talk Sport is in the office next door, and they're horrible thugs, and I do know that Tottenham have made, sporting history by not buying or selling anyone.
Indeed, that's my team, you see.
Yeah, you see? And I don't know anything about sport, but I know that much. And I know that another football team paid something like £75 million for a goalkeeper. That's ridiculous.
A goalkeeper nobody's heard of.
Exactly. That makes me suspicious, Sausage Vince.
What does it make you suspicious about?
I think there's some kind of scam going on.
There's always a scam going on. It's just what the market will bear, though.
I don't know. I don't really like sport. It doesn't do it for me. So I don't. I've literally used up all of my sporting knowledge.
That's
Thanks very much, man. Where does the name Sausage come from? Why did your parents choose that?
I don't know. I never met them.
Did you not?
They died in a sausage factory.
Wow.
Incident. I don't like to talk about it.
Well, not to make light of it, it's possible that I've eaten your mum. It is.
You're not the first person that said that to me, you know.
There you go. Well, I'm sorry that so many people are sexually disrespectful of your deceased mother. That must be very upsetting. Vince, we're on...
The only one who mentioned sex.
Oh, dear. Monday to Friday, 10 o'clock, Vince. I look forward to more calls.
Okay, mate.
Tutty bye, tutty bye. What a nice man. I liked him. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call. That line is free now, so the one line that works coming into the studio is free. So if you've been trying to get through, it's not been working. Now it works, you see. Now it works. Now, we didn't read all of the horny ghost ladies, did we? So let's we do some more of that? Where are they? Where are those damn horny ghost ladies? The ladies that claim to have sex with ghosts. By the way, that interview with Amanda, there's a bonus podcast. I've put that out as a bonus podcast. That is what's going to win me an award. Let's go back to Sean. Remember, Sean is dating a living man. She's 26. She had passionate sex with a ghost from the 19th century. After splitting from my long-term boyfriend 3 years ago, I rented a 16th century cottage in West Wales. I was immediate, and these are both, I don't know why it should be important, but these are both very attractive women. I don't know why that should be important. Maybe because I think attractive men and women aren't nuts. You know what I mean? If they were, unattractive men or women, you kind of think, okay, well, there's obviously something lacking in their lives, so they have to make up this stuff to, kind of... But these are very attractive people. I mean, attractive people can be nuts and liars. So, I've been out with some, I was immediately taken by the painting of a handsome man above the mantelpiece, which dated back to 1820. Excuse me, little yacht there. This is what doing this and Good Morning Britain does to you. A few months after I moved in, I woke up to find a dark-haired, very good-looking young man lying next to me. He was fully clothed in a loose white shirt, a neck scarf and old-fashioned breeches. Oh, there's a picture of the guy. Do you know who this guy looks like? He looks like me. I'm going to show the... now I've got the YouTube channel back. I'm going to show the YouTubers this guy. This guy looks like me. That's the guy. You see that? There we go. That's me. That's me. That's freaky. I hadn't noticed that before. He had a kind of shimmer to him, as if he was behind a fluttering voile curtain. I don't know what that means. I told myself I was dreaming and rolled away from him. As I faced the wall, I slowly realised I wasn't asleep, and suddenly I was frozen with fear. Horny fear. I felt a hand on my waist, but the touch was strange. Light and cool. I looked at the man again and realised he was the one from the painting. We ended up making love for an hour. This is where I start to think this story is bullshit. For an hour? What the hell are you talking about? He was very gentle. Even when he moved on top of me, pressing down, he felt almost weightless. It was very strange, but the sex was amazing. We made love 3 times before he vanished forever. I sobbed when he left. I guess I had fallen in love. When I told a couple of close friends about it, they looked at me as if I was mad, so I just laughed it off. Said something about eating too much cheese, then kept quiet. I don't know, man. It sounds like absolute nonsense, doesn't it? I mean, a little bit, That was a little bit nonsensical. Let's go back to Amethyst Realm and her story. She seems to be the let's just let's try and create a vibe. My new ghost lover is really special, wise, stable and kind. I'm not 100% sure if it's male or female, but I think I found true love. We met when I went on a trip to Australia earlier this year. Australia seems to be the place if you want horny ghost activities, then that's where you should be going. Spirits usually remain in one place, but I'm delighted this one followed me back to the UK. I was happy and excited, so excited in fact, we headed to the Plain Loo, and I'm now a member of the Mile High Club. Orgasms I had with my spirit lovers have been way deeper and more satisfying than any I've had with ordinary men. I have given up sleeping with human men. I've given up sleeping with human men. Ghost sex is deeper, more passionate, and oddly seems more natural. You sense the presence, can feel the energy, and although there's no body to touch, you can sense that you're being touched. I know it sounds crazy, but I've been looking into having a ghost baby, and I don't think it's totally out of the question. I've always had the ability to communicate with the supernatural, and first started having spiritual sex when I was 18 and engaged. I was getting undressed for bed when I suddenly felt fingers fluttering their way down my spine, and a soft whispering sound, but no words, from behind. Paul Ross is not taking this seriously. Stop doing that. In my right ear, it made me shudder all over, but in a really nice way. The next thing I knew, I was being turned around and embraced. I'm not even going to look at you, because this is a serious story. My engagement ended... Sorry.
Serious.
My engagement ended when my fiancé returned one afternoon to find me in bed, wearing stockings, suspenders, a basque and a tiny G-string.
Oh.
He believed I was hiding a lover of the flesh and blood kind, and ransacked the room looking for him. That's when I told him. I said he would never be able to find him because the man he was looking for was a ghost. He immediately packed his belongings and left.
Run for the hills!
Because he realised you were an absolute fruitcake, my darling. That is why.
Have you read the... I saw I was lurking in the doorway for about 15 minutes. Did you read the headline at the bottom of the page for that one?
I did. Do you want to do it?
Go on.
Go on.
Ghosts give us the willies.
There we go, you see, I mean...
It's beautiful, don't analyse it.
I hope they gave their headline writer free donuts and coffee for the rest of the day. Paul Ross, I doubt you'll reach the dizzy heights of that, but what have you got for us this evening?
On the show tonight, it's not something I'm familiar with particularly, because I'm not on Instagram or Facebook. I do a bit of Twitter.
Yeah.
But we've got somebody joining us who lives with, manages, owns Chloe the Micro Pig. And Chloe the Micro Pig...
Oh, okay. She's one of these animals that got millions of followers.
Animal influencers.
Right,
I've never heard of this because I'm outside the loop on that.
Grumpy Cat. Grumpy Cat's old now.
So I've seen Grumpy Cat's picture and I've seen Adolf Hitler cats. I don't influence things as much apart from putting the willies up Poland.
Yes, exactly.
But,
yes.
So we've got Chloe the Micro Pig on, which that'd be a journey of discovery for me.
Yeah.
Also on the programme today... We're talking about. I'm straying to Howard Hughes territory a little bit here.
Yeah, go on.
I know he's in for you for tonight, but his show Sunday night is a kind of paranormal, the unexplained. In 1966, there was a remarkable UFO incident when a school full of children, including the headmaster, all had the same story. A large flat craft was being shepherded and trailed through the skies by Australian Air Force planes.
I've heard this story.
Half a dozen of them.
Yeah.
And now audio has been revealed on this, which seems to back up what happened. The headmaster, craven though he was, wouldn't come out of the school. He was too terrified. The children, we've got a couple of the children we're going to hear from as well.
No.
They're adults. 1966, it all happened. This happened.
Yes.
And now audio has emerged from the time. Only on like a primitive old dictaphone. It's been authenticated, so we're unpicking that one as well.
That's incredible.
Bizarre story.
Have you heard the audio?
I have, yeah, and it's basically a lot of kind of Australians, oh my God, type stuff.
Okay.
And one of them describes it and says quite clearly this thing's kind of being shepherded. Now, they're always, Occam's razor means you slice away at something and what's left is the truth. So it's more likely to be some kind of maybe prototype stealth bomber. But the Australians have never been at the forefront of aero technology, have they?
Very backwards
Just a
country.
Apart from Clive James, who's thankfully still with us.
He is still with us,
God
isn't
bless
he?
him.
He is still with
He's
us.
a very underrated poet, Clive James. He wrote a couple of best-selling books of poetry. He's really a lovely fellow, I think, old Clive.
Yeah, Clive James on TV is what the internet is now, where it was full of crazy Japanese programs and weird. And now you get like an email every day. Have you seen this?
Well, I did two series for Challenge TV of Endurance UK. Which was basically endurance, but we filmed it in Maidstone, and we had rather disgracefully two yellowed up white men playing my sidekicks Hokey and Cokey, and their catchphrase isn't something I can say on this programme.
Wow!
And we gave people the first year the prize was a holiday to Phuket, which I had to pronounce rather differently.
Yes,
you can imagine,
yes.
And it involved things like people bobbing for false teeth in lavatory pans filled with kind of the offshoots of ashtrays, people being thrashed with nettles as they hung up, people being stretched on giant rubber bands and going through this kind of slidey thing into a load of cow and horse manure. And the one who hung on the longest was the winner.
On that bombshell.
Endurance, we ain't got no life insurance. I still remember the theme tune.
This is Talk Radio.
I've done some old shit in my time.
Mate, we all have.
What they used to say was, he said, I sucker you, you sucker me. That was their